fans? Do you want to watch some tournaments? Would you like to compete? Maybe win some matches and make a little money on the side, you know what I mean? But I don't know, it all seems so complicated. What tournaments are there? Where is it happening? Where do I sign up? What do I bring? Requirements, rules, fees, yada yada yada. It's all so confusing. If only there was a way to make it all simple. And all you need to do to sign up is just press a button. Sounds oddly specific, doesn't it? Because it's range.gg, the easiest way to set off your esports career. Take part in exciting new tournaments. Short or long, big or small, choose your own battles and fight your own wars. Flaunt your gaming skills for all to see. Assemble a team and get ready to compete. Not to mention, take your in-game prowess to the next level by consulting veterans of the esports world. So why wait? Signing up has never been easier. Compete, flaunt, and grow at range.gg. See you at the range.
Hello, greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day and an evening. And in this evening, we're going to be bringing you a very wonderful matchup between VPG and LRX on the stage of uh, VBC PL losers record semifinals. So this is going to be a best of three, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to be seeing the map as soon as we actually are going to be talking about it. But this is the semifinals, ladies and gentlemen. So must admit, this is where everything is going to be turning the tide, shifting the tides, because now it's not a do or die situation for any of the teams. The teams who are going to be having the skills to move on to the upper brackets, they will move on. I'm your host, Chris Pronunciation, and joining me is gonna be Fexer, and here is the map pool. As you can see, the team of Vanquish Paradox or VP is gonna be going for a map of they're gonna be playing on Icebox. Well, they selected the map actually, and LX is gonna be playing on Heaven. And just in case we see one map on each team side, because considering both of the teams are very good with whatever they do, so I'm really not going to be surprised if it hits the third map, and the third map is going to be on Heaven. So definitely it is going to be a pumped up match, ladies and gentlemen. And as I mentioned, joining me is going to be Fexer. So I'm going to ask Fexer, how do you feel about this matchup of the day?
Well, yeah, I do expect this matchup to go into the third map as well. But before we talk about the matchup, I just want to talk about our sponsors as well. Our sponsors are Blisstyle Electronics and Ravenclaws eShop, and our community partner is Valorant Community Bangladesh Official, and BBC PL Season 1 is powered by Range.dg. Now, coming back to the match, Presto, first map, Icebox. Pick coming in from VBG HeadHunters. You know, they they like to
Yeah.
they like to play Icebox very aggressive. I have seen them play Icebox before as well. Mock, their star player, he likes to switch it up in Icebox a little bit, going for that race pick as well. But this time around, he's gonna go for that Reyna pick anyways. The picks are coming in as we can see the screen right now. Sasuke going for that stage, very important. Alias on the Viper. This is surprising to me, Presto. I have never seen Alias play the Viper before. Viper before. On the other side, LRX. We've got Ascension with the Viper. The IGL. He likes to control stuff, and with the controller pick, he can do it much more comfortably. Vifter on the Killjoy. I expected him, to go for a duelist, but nonetheless, he's gonna go for the Sentinel as well. Yuski is gonna be the Sober for the team, and on the other side, Ace Up once again blocking that jet for VPGHH.
Well, that is more or less promising picks from both sides. And about the picks, I just want to add. Well, after the recent patch, when every single character got nerfed because now they need one extra, or well, maximum one of them, or some of them needs two extra more for the ultimate to be deployed. And I think that is a very important change to the game because yeah, this is Valorant, ladies and gentlemen. Instead of going for utility simulator, we are really looking forward to the gun base because as Riot themselves said, this is a game where everything comes down to precisive gunplay. Well, we have our fair share of precisive gunplay memes, but still, I think now that the pressures on the duelists are gonna be reduced, and we can actually see that. And on the map of Icebox, it's really not necessary that you need duelists on the pressure side because you need to make sure that you can plan. Because trust me, this is a gigantic map, and there is no zero to none cover on the side of B. So I definitely understand why the players are opting to go for the Sentinels and at times they're going for the controllers. So definitely that does not deceive me. But and as I was talking about that, we're gonna be heading into the game as the first pistol is gonna be coming down. We do see the Viper walls on the side of B, well, which will be denying a lot of aggression from the side of the attackers. But there is gonna be the counter wall from the attackers as well. Red is gonna be going in and he will be tagged by Savage to that Viper screen. And now I'm pretty sure he's like, okay, maybe they know my location and etc. The wall will be deployed, but it will not allow the players to go for the plan as Sasuke is gonna be holding on top of the hut. And that is gonna be a problem because this is Iceberg. There's so many angles to be worried about that you just cannot feel safe. Well, Yusuke on the other side did feel safe as I mentioned, but his cape was supported out by the Sage, and now the players of VPG will have to take a rotation because executing B is gonna be hard, but looks like they will be going for that anyway. Sasuke is gonna be going through the smoke, and he might be able to. Oh, there is a huge wall on his face, but the Viper will go for the plan, and eventually there is gonna be the first blood popping out from the side of Drifter. VPG is gonna take the blood, but still they can burn the timeout because. Well, sorry, from the side of LRX, they will have to hang on to it because VBG they will have to take fights head on. I thought for a kind second, I thought that VPG was on attacking side, but that's not the case. But Mock is gonna be coming out of the blue, and he will get one follow up by Yusuke for the refrag. But Aesop is gonna be there to pick off Ascension. Envious is gonna be able to put some damage here, but now it's all up to the Jet players. Well, we did see some recalls being popped up, some potato fest, but in the end, it all comes down to the star players of both sides. It's the Arena versus the Jet, and eventually Mock will be going for the diffuser, but I don't know if he has the time. I believe not. And eventually we'll be seeing the Jet clutching out the first round. Well, that round itself might be an indicator how this matchup is gonna be, ladies and gentlemen. And Fexer to run through the scoreline, and it came down to a 0v0 as the spike exploded. Mock did get the kill, but still, he didn't have the time to go for the defusal as LarioX burned the time. 1-0 is the start, but definitely VPG is gonna be slapping back very strongly and precisely.
Yeah, exactly. LRX, start of the round, they looked a little bit shaky, you know. Red and NVS taking a lot of damage coming in from Savage and Sasuke, but in the end, going to be once again, it was a ballsy move, but they played it off and, held the post line as well. Drifter, very smart flank coming out from him, getting that first frag. They paid off the round. Nice one coming out from them. This time around, they're going to go for those Spectre buys and Pulse buys as well, coming from Spectre. And Illis is going to be the player alongside Savage on the B side. They're gonna be defending. Red though with the dash is gonna come on to yellow, clearing it all out. They have all the control that they need right now. The plant is gonna go down as well. And VPDH trying to play for this retake. They do have a guns though, but let's see what they have up their sleeve right now. As Savage is trying to get that first frag onto the Red. He's gonna miss all of his shots. Red going super aggressive. He's gonna take down Aesop as well. In a 5-4 situation already, VPDH is trying to retake. Oh, with the 30 is holding the cheeky angle. And just gonna get that frag onto Sasuke. Savage gets taken down as well. It's all up to Mock right now. He gets taken down by Red, and the second round comes on board for LRX. A nice, clean, flawless round coming out from them. That is what is expected when you win the first round and get those guns in for the second round while the other team is on a stave. And LRX just executed that perfectly. I was a little bit skeptical about those pushes coming in from Red and NBS. Going aggressive even after the plan had been done. But they played it safe in their manner, and I was pretty scared that Mock might catch one of them off guard with that 40, but they did not go too far. They held their positions, they hold those angle as well. They took them down beautifully.
Well, it was an eco for the side of VPG, and that is something Alex understood very, very accurately, and thus they went for the aggression. And as I mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes aggression might be the answer when it comes to attacking on Ascent, because there is a lot of angles the defenders might be peeking you or maybe challenging you from, but if you go aggressively, you might get them while they panzer down, and that is something Alex just did. And this time around, they will be doing the same thing as the spike already has gone down, but the kills are in favor of VPG. They might be able to run away with it, but they will have to bring the guns as well. It is a gun game in the moment. Well, we do see the players of Alex going to the bonus rounds. Mock is gonna get the initial kill. He did get the lineup, but he will not be going for that. But Red is gonna be the last survivor here, and now it's a 1v2 for the boy. But there is one question I wanna know: why did you plant the spike over there, guys? And now you have to push in to deny that defusal, and that is gonna be the fatal point. Red, if he had the spike in his eyesight on top, right next to the boxes, it would have been a bit more easy for him to defend the spike. But eventually, I think there was a communication gap from the side of LarioX, and that is something VPG will take absolute advantage of. VPG is going to be winning their first buy round here. Well, LarioX, they were on their bonus round there, so that's not going to be a problem for them, as they will be going for their own buy rounds now. And looks like we are looking down to a full-fledged buy round here, ladies and gentlemen, even though we do see a couple of SMGs popping out from the side of VPG, including one half shield from the side of Mock. So I guess that damage coming from the side of LRX when they were on the bonus round, that just is showing up now. Well, VPG can still hold on to that. LRX has the upper hand for the time being.
Well, it was an ace stack coming out from VPG, and they instantly rotated as Primus was shown into B main coming in from LRX. Ace up holding this knife angle onto mid. Might catch out Envious, but he is gonna be patient on his own. Holding this angle with the Vandal, he does have the spike as well. Does not get spotted out from the drone coming in from Savage. The radar is gonna be coming out from Yusuke to get a spot out Sasuke as well. Not gonna be able to dodge it. The slurp comes out, trying to deny any push whatsoever. Aesop has to fall back, spotting two of the players from LRX onto mid. In a standstill right now. I do want to mention that VPHH with those gun disadvantages, they did want to go for a deck coming in at the start of the round, but LRX playing it smart. They know the economic situation coming in from VPG, and they're using it wisely. They hold their default. Now they're moving on to A. VPG, LRX, both of the teams moving on to A right now. This is gonna be a bloodbath at the A side right now. Sasuke might catch out Ascension at this point, but if he gets taken down, there are gonna be no smokes whatsoever for LRX to execute this A side. VPG once again going for this rotation. What are these rotations even coming from? And LRX are gonna be going for that execute onto the A side. Red getting the first frag onto Ilias, he's gonna take him down. Mock with the second, Mock with the trade onto Vector in a brutal situation right now. They're trying to retake VPH and Ace off with the second one onto NBS. Yuski with the trade, Red with another one as well on Ace off. 3-2 situation right now. VPH needs to close this one out. Ascension takes down Sasuke. It's all up to Mock right now. They're 1v2 situation as he gets taken down by Yuski, and the third round comes on board for LRX Esports. A nice clean round coming out from them. I did not expect that to happen. VPG, they were really fast with the rotations. I don't think they knew what they're doing, but even if it was a stack coming out from them at the start of the round, they did have to spread out to the map when it got in the middle of the round, and then once again they came back to A and then rotated once again as well. So it was a hell lot of rotations coming out from VPJ in the last round, which kind of costed them the round, but nonetheless, a nice one coming out from LR.
As they say, Faxer, slow and steady wins the race, and I must admit, VPG are just way too trigger happy for the time being. They're being way too aggressive. Yeah, going for fast execution is commendable, but sometimes you just need the solid information. Yes, this is the objective our opponents are faking out, or so on, or maybe they're executing it, then we're gonna be going in. But VPG, they're being way too aggressive for the time being, and if they keep doing that, that might be detrimental for them, and looks like they are gonna be keeping up to that. They did find the first blood, but eventually it will be resurrected, and now the odds are actually against the side of VPG. LRX, suddenly they are going to be picking up their pace. Well, from the side of VPG though, they are on an eco, and there is going to be a lineup, a triple kill for the side of Red. What is happening in the comms of VPG? I really want to know, because this is not something which is supposed to happen. Red is going to be expecting the flank from Sasuke. Well, he's not wrong though, but Sasuke will have to play it smart. He does have a classic in hand against 5 players. There is no point of saving that gun. It comes for free, so it's free real estate. He might get a kill onto NBS and try to secure the gun, and eventually he might be able to make a run with it, but I think he is gonna be taking the fight anyway so that he can get some economy for himself. But definitely it's not gonna be a very intelligent decision, and in the end we're gonna be seeing Red picking off the player, and that's how we're gonna be seeing LRS taking 4 rounds in favor of them. But VPG, I'm actually having some doubts now, because yeah, definitely we have a lot of star players from them, because we've seen them in action, but these are really questionable plays coming from this side. But it was an eco round, so you won't hear me complaining much. But let's see how the players of VPG is gonna be going up. They are going for their full buy, including Aesop with their operator. So I believe he will be able to connect some shots and make some noise. I think he dropped a gun for his teammate, and Aesop once again is gonna be going full out aggressive, and he is having a very interesting angle here. Well, he will be able to pick off a player, because usually this is an off angle, but now Red is gonna be picking off his twin sister without having too much of info. I think he heard him he didn't dash actually, he just took the rope. I think that rope information was enough for Red to pick him off, and now the objective itself is going to be under attacker control, and now the spike is going to be coming as Red is going to be saying to pan the spike from the character. Red is going to be on a rampage, but the rampage is going to be coming down thanks to Sasuke, as he will pick off 2 players, but now there's more to find. Sasuke is going to be on a rampage of his own. He is going to be resurrecting a teammate of his own. He's going to be on a 3k, and now let's see if we're going to be seeing the battle stage or not. Post-ban situation, things are looking in favor of VPG, and looks like this can be the comeback round they were looking for. A Drifter is going to be going in, and he will be able to pick up a play. That was Sasuke, so the battle stage has fallen. Drifter is going to be drifting in, and he will just go in, but Drifter, he did have the nanostrons, but it doesn't matter. We'll be seeing Elias dying for the spike. Well, murders are not forgotten, and definitely Elias will not be forgotten, as he will be clutching the round for his team. 2 for the scoreline still in favor of LarioX.
Well, at this point, VPG HeadHunters, they are not tactically beaten by LRX, but I do think their team play needs to be improved if they want to stay in this tie. Because, last round we did see they tried to play for that retake once again, They were just going in one by one. Aesop getting taken down at the start of the round. Then Morg just jumping in. Then Savage jumping in as well. They were just not rated. And Sasuke, in the end, tried to do something, but there was nothing much that he could have done. He did have that res and turning into a 3v3 situation, but Drifter, on the other hand, did take them down. Morg, though, this time around, is gonna get that first frag on Drifter. Is looking for the frag onto Yusuke as well. He's gonna take down Yusuke with a run and gun. He's the hit for himself as well in a 5v2 situation already. It wasn't half fight coming out from DPGH. Aesop right now in a very awkward situation.
Oh, damn.
He gets up taken that straight onto LRX. Red in a 2v4 situation right now. Ascension does have his ult popped out. They have the advantage that they need, but off with the running
Holy moly!
Envious and Ascension has nothing to do but die in the hands of Morg. And the third round comes on board for VBC HeadHunters.
Well, LRX had a very good start as they deployed the Viper Spit, but as they say, the Viper Spit is still not very viable. Yeah, you can lock down a specific location, but Viper needs to stay inside of it to make sure that it is up. But aside that, whenever Viper is inside of that, she is not immune to that, blocking vision, that block of the vision, if I might, because that Viper Spit actually isolates you from a distance. Yeah, your opponents are not going to be having the disadvantage. They will be bleeding thanks to the intoxication. But even despite of that, Viper Spit really needs a lot of skill to be utilized, and I think that is how it is balanced, because Vipers have received a lot of love recently from the devs, and now she is a very viable option in the map of Icebox. But definitely when it came to defending that Viper Spit, it was not a success on the side of LRX, as the players of VPG just walked in without even caring much, and they just found the success, and eventually will be popping out a lot of ultimates. The 103 will not do much of a damage, but the lockdown might be able to make something happen here. But Drifter is going to be drifting around, and he will be just going inside of the objective and eventually allowing his teammates to go for the plan. Well, Drifter is making a lot of noise out there along with his friend Red here, and the spike itself has gone down. 3v5 situation to the side of VPG. VPG will have to make sure that they are going for the refusal, but there is a lot of utilities to be worried about, because there is the slow orbs, there is the snake bite, and definitely they will have to be very worried, because there is 5 angry attackers who will deny the spike being defused at any given cost. Savage, however, is going to be making his way to the spike, but the nanostormers are going to be coming down before the spike was even touched. So that was a problem. That was, I think, a miscommunication to the side of the killer. He could have waited longer, but that's really not the case. YC is going to be picking off Elias here, and now it's a 2v4. Well, make it a 3v0, as the players of LRX are just going to be shutting the players down from the side of VPG, as they will not take any prisoners. 3-2 the 3-5 the scoreline in favor of LRX. Well, definitely we are having a lot of question marks still. LRX is here to deliver, and they are here to answer. VPG is also putting up a good fight, but do not, ladies and gentlemen, from the side of VPG, they are whenever they're taking fights head on, they are having the upper hand. And I think when it comes to gunfights alone, VPG is going to be having the upper hand, because they absolutely have that advantage of the god tier aimers, while LRX players are going for strategies. Not to mention the players of LRX are also good when it comes to taking the fights, but when it comes to team coordination, I must admit LRX's team play are just a bit more polished compared to VPG. So for the time being, we'll be seeing all the players of LRX stacking up on the side of B, and I think they will be going for a fast execution, but might not be the very wisest choice here. Well, the players are waiting, and not to mention the previous round, the round before the previous round, PPG did win an eco round, so they are going to be having a good economy as well. But they will have to utilize their utilities very precisely. The 103 will pop out and will tag a couple of players, but no murders whatsoever. Eventually, there will be some recon balls and shock darts in the play, and I think they might be able to get the information, but now it's going to be destroyed instantly. So Savage, in the other hand, will be getting the information that, yeah, my recon bolt has been destroyed, so there is definitely a lot of players, but I don't know how many, and I don't know which the players are. And now the walls are going to be deployed, and now the plant is going to be going down. Well, this is something I hate about this objective. There is no cover whatsoever, so you are forced to go for the sage, and now the plant itself has gone down, which will allow the defenders to be a bit more worried for the wall, because they will have to bring that down as well, even though they can take a rotation as well. Rotation as in just going around the wall, but okay, that is something we didn't see on the stream. Don't worry, Elias. That was unfortunate to say the least, and Elias is just gonna be committing to it. Nobody's faking
What?
this, and Elias has everything in his favor, and he just might be able to run away with them. Yes, he does. A ninja defuse coming in from the side of Elias, and he will have the cover to work with as well as at the same time the players of VPG HeadHunters, or let's say Mock and Aesop, also went for the flank from the attack spawn, and they will pick up the players without doing much, and eventually we'll be seeing VPG taking one more round in their favor. 4-5 is the scoreline, one more round to go for the equalization. It all comes down to how the players of VPG is going to be playing, because now their coordination and their team play looks so precise and so admirable. I'm really looking down to the strategies of VPG now. LarioX, well, they have had a very good start, but this good start they had, it might come down to everything now if VPG takes the round and equalizes it.
Yeah, exactly. Now, moving on to the 10th round, LarioX, Red does pop his ult pop. He does have a sheriff with him. You know, he knew he had his ult. He didn't have to buy, saving that economy for himself. This time around, Aesop should have gone for the operator, maybe. He did have the money, but in the end, he went for the Vandal. The drone is going to come out from USK tagging one player, but they do not know the position coming in from Aesop right now. It's going to be very interesting to watch. If he can maintain the perfect target discipline at this point, Aesop might just win this round for VPG HeadHunters and make it a 5-5 scoreline for themselves. Aesop does find one, but USK is going to be there to fade him out.
Well,
Ravenclaws going super aggressive, he's gonna take down Red. He left one for himself. Sasuke with another one in a 1v2 situation right now. The only player alive from LarioX is gonna take down Havoc. And turning into a 1v3 situation, Sasuke is gonna be the one taking him down, and the round comes on board for VPG HeadHunters. They are now going back into the game as Mob is starting to pop off with 13 kills and 7 deaths. On the other side, what I want to talk about is this 16 kills and 7 deaths coming in from Red. You know, he is one of the best jet players of the country. On the other side, Aesop, he is not really popping off, but you know, he is one of those jet players that when he starts to, you know, get those kills in, he just doesn't stop. He is one of those players, you know, who just likes to drag his mind out all the time with every team that we know of, but this time around, he is just lagging behind. I think he needs to step up, at least in the second half, if VPG HeadHunters want to take this fight onto LarioX.
well, for the side of VPG, they are doing pretty good so far. LarioX, well, on the previous round, they went way too aggressive, and you know, aggression might not be the answer every single time. And VPG, well, they're also very aggressive, and now they know exactly how to counter the aggression from LarioX, and now they are reading them like an open book. So LarioX will have to bring some twists and some spices on their strategies, and I think they'll be doing just that, as they are not going all out loud. They are being a bit more... Wait, the equalization is already there. As you mentioned, I forgot about that. So they will have to be a bit more strategic, and looks like strategy is something they will be sticking to, but checking angles were not in the concern. So that is going to be a problem, and not to mention the Viper wall is going to allow the players, and along with that wall, they will be allowing the players to go for the resurrection, and now the Drifter is going to be coming down as well. But Drifter will be watching the flank, and he will pick off Aesop. It's a 4v4 situation, but the players of LarioX will have to burn the time here, because so far they were not very good. I mean, they were good when it comes to burning the time, but they will have to get a bit more aggressive. Ascension is going to be seeing his counterpart deploying the ultimate, and now the Viper Speed is going to be putting up a lot of hardship for the side of VPG, but looks like LarioX is going to be having an equalization as well. It's going to be a 1v1, Red versus Mock, and eventually Mock is gonna be the solo. Yeah, what am I forgot the word actually. The solo duelist, and eventually he will be able to go for the clutch, and he also has the time to go for the diffuser, and he will deploy Überwinde. I couldn't read that actually. Überwinde the kingdom. Well, that means take over the kingdom. Auf Deutsch.
Well, I don't know about Kingdom, but Mock is taking over the match. He is just pulling those rounds off for VPG HeadHunters. I think out of the 6 rounds, 3 or 4 rounds came from the soul performance and fragging capability coming in from Mock. This time around, both of the teams are gonna go for those full buys. LarioX, though, you know, going for those half shields, they're a little bit bad on the economic side, but this is the last round, so they need to go for that first buy. Now, this is an interesting wall coming out from LarioX, and they're moving into this orange position. It's gonna take down Helios, Ascension. Now, Aesop with the Blade Storm is gonna take down Ascension as well. The trade comes in for a situation right now. Aesop looking very hungry, going super aggressive. Might even be punished, but Savage is gonna be the one taking that fight on Drifter, taking him down. Red though, slash back on Sasuke. Aesop going super aggressive. He's gonna be punished by NBS. As in a 1v2 situation, Monk is the first kill in that 2v1 situation right now. NBS does have the ult, reviving Red Mob in a very open position. He's gonna reposition onto Orange, waiting for any of the LRX members make a move, trying to get that first pick. No, NBS is gonna be the one standing on top of him as he connects the headshot on Mob and takes the 6th round on board for LRX. eSports 6-6 is the scoreline already in the first half. It is going down to the wire already in the first half. Coming to the second half, I do think, Icebox is a little bit of attacking centric map, and VPG does have two duelists to their name in the form of Aesop on the Jet and Mok on the Reyna. And I do believe if Aesop can pop off at the right moment, I think this match might just be going in the favor of VPG HeadHunters.
Let's see. Well, VPG did choose this map, Faxer, so it is kind of possible for VPG because definitely they have done their homework when it comes to taking control of this map and in order to win this map. And yes, they have played this map a lot of times. Otherwise, they would not have picked this map. So that is understandable, but they will also have to utilize their team compositions and so on. Well, you did mention the amount of, duelists being brought on the side, and yeah, that is really a point. But aside that, there is one more thing I do want to mention, that is when you're attacking, you need a lot of cover, so sometimes bringing a lot of duelists might not be the answer. But yeah, if you're aggressive, if you're getting the kills, it doesn't matter, and looks like Aesop is going to be doing just that, as he will pick off 2 players, even though the first blood did come up from the side of the Sage. And now it's a 3v4 retake situation, and Mog is going to be adding some more kills onto the Graves, and he will make sure the kills are going to be adding and the gravestones are going to be punched, and eventually it's going to be all down to that lovely lady, or let's say the healer, or let's say Sage, actually being very straightforward, and it will be coming down to the shock dart, and Savage's shock dart is gonna be like, I'm gonna end your whole career right here, right now, and eventually VPG is gonna be able to take the lead on the second half. But I really wonder how LRX is gonna be playing this matchup as well, because on the stages of competitive play, ladies and gentlemen, it's not that you just choose a map out of the blue. It's also a matter that which maps you ban. Yeah. As LRX did not ban as they did not ban the map of Icebox, they're also allowing the players of VPG to go for this map, and I think they also have the strategies on this map as well. So really not surprising, but let's see how the players of LRX are going for this second round, the second eco round of theirs. But before I move on to Faxer, I really wonder, and I really am having a lot of questions regarding that position. But I guess that's how it is. Back to you, Faxer.
In the 4v3 situation already, VPG HeadHunters did lose one player in the start, but Aesop is gonna even think out. Ravenclaws with the last kill is gonna take down NBS as well. 8-6 is the scoreline, even though it was a save round coming out from Eco coming out from LRX eSports. They did manage to get one of the players coming from the VPG HeadHunters. That did kind of economic damage for them. This time around, VPG HeadHunters are gonna go for those bonus buys. All the Spectres coming in from them. On the other side, LRX does have the money to go for those full buys. Vandals, Phantoms, you name it, they are coming in, all in. But Ascension and Red trying to, take control of this B main every other round. VP HeadHunters with those drones are just catching them out, punishing them. And that's what happened last round. Ascension, what was that shot coming in from him? Now in a 4v5 situation, VP HeadHunters trying to regroup. Already we can see that early rotation coming in from Elias onto A main, but Savage and Sasuke trying to make some noise over this D main, trying to sell that fake, but I don't think that's doing much for them. As Red and Ascension get through for themselves. In a 2v5 situation, Sasuke and Elias does not have the better guns, does not have much utilities left as well.
Okay.
But,
okay.
What? Okay, that was a little bit awkward coming in from Elias, but NBS is gonna be the one taking him out. Faces Sasuke as well. He's gonna have to fall back. He does have low HP. He's playing very safe, but he's gonna get taken down anyways. Sasuke now in a 1v4 situation. Does have the Vandal, but he is getting hunted down. As Drifter and Red is trying to converge on his position. Red is gonna spot him out and take him down with that one tap away from him. A nice clean, almost clean round coming out from LRX eSports, they did lose one player, Envious, but nonetheless, it was a bonus buy coming out from BPG Headhunters. Okay, do I see an op coming out from Aesop in the attacking half? Maybe that's what makes him click. Maybe that's what makes him pop up. I do not know. That's his choice, but if we can make it work, I have no complaints about it.
Well, in the end, I don't know if he can make it work or not, but in the end, I must admit that is a very beautiful skin from the side of Aesop. That is the origin operator, if I might. And definitely that skin is going to be making sure that he gets 20% more accuracy. And you're going to be witnessing that any second now, ladies and gentlemen. And speaking of the weapon skins, you know, it's not a myth that, you know, having the weapon skins gives you skill and it increases accuracy. It's really not a myth, and you really want to get a Prime Vandal or a Reaver Vandal or any skin you want to make sure that you are hitting those spicy headshots for your montages. And if you need any kind of Valorant points, do check out our sponsors at Ravenclaws eShop. And if you also need some good gears, because definitely you need a combination with those skins and along with those sexy gadgets. So if you need those gadgets as well, do not forget to check out our sponsors at Blisstyle Electronics, and they will make sure that your premium dealer. You know, see that? I didn't mention that Aesop is going to be getting the shot, and he'll get the second one as well. It all comes down to the gadgets and the skins, ladies and gentlemen. And now, as they had the skin, the opponent actually were bamboozled, and they were actually pretty much confused which objective it's gonna be. And now VPG is making sure that they are using all of their skins and ability in their favor. And as I mentioned, before I move on any further, do check out our sponsors at Blisstyle Electronics and Ravenclaws eShop. And now it's a 5v3 retake situation. LRX will have to make sure that they're using their own skins precisely as well, because I do see some skins in their hands as well. But, you know, it looks like BPG has been a bit more, you know, willing when it comes to investing on skins, and that's what they're having the upper hand. And look at that, that operator is so pay to win, so beautiful. Aesop is gonna be picking up 3 kills right here, and now they are gonna be having a very solid lead, 9-7 in their favor. But I'm pretty sure LRX is gonna be replying very strongly. It all comes down to LRX, how many skins they have in their team.
Okay, nice theory about skins.
It's not a theory, it's a myth, it's a fact.
Alright, I do have to disagree with you. I do feel like skills are better than skins in that perspective, but nonetheless, you know, that operator pick coming out from Aesop, hey, take my words back, he is just too good with the operator. This time around, Red almost spotted out with that dart coming in from Savage, but the drone is gonna spawn him anyways. He is gonna break that drone, but he's gonna remain his position. This is so ballsy coming out from him. Does take it down Savage. In the end, Mog is trying to get that trade for his team. Mog does get that trade. This misses away as well. Already turning into a 4v4 situation. The odds are being even. And Aesop this time around is gonna get taken down by Yusuke, as LRX are trying to go for that retake right now, as they do have the man advantage. Drifter though might get caught out, but what?
That's for skins. That is for skins, ladies and gentlemen. As I mentioned, LRX will have to invest on skins, and now as they're doing that, they are having the upper hand, and eventually they will also have that time to go for that retake and for the refusal. So, come on, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot add me in the long run. This all comes down to skins, Fexer. If you get some skins, trust me, you will hit immortal in just a matter of time. And back to you, by the way.
I'll make sure to try it out. If it gets me out of silver, I'll be happy to agree with you. That's for.
Trust me. Very recently, I got a mouse from our sponsor, Blisstyle Electronics, and that made me push Platinum 1 in Rainbow Six Siege. So trust me, it's not a myth. And also, I got some skins as well, so definitely that's there. But yeah, back to the game.
Exactly. If you guys want some skins, you can check out Ravenclaws eShop as well. But back to the game. Red now picking up that operator for himself. The scoreline, this is going down to the wire. They are not letting each other beat LRX and BPG Headhunters. This is a nice dart coming out from this. This is the first time I've seen this dart. It's gonna be broken down instantly as Red is gonna hold this long position with that operator. I think Mok just about knows this play coming in from LRX Red. They did their study, BPG Headhunters, and it seems they are gonna have to fall back from this. You don't want to face Red, the operator, holding this long angle. Aesop though holding this weird angle onto the A main. I don't know what he is thinking about, but This time around, Red is gonna get spotted by a drone, but he is not gonna change his position. This guy has balls of steel, man. I'm saying he does not change his position even if he's getting guarded, even if he's getting droned. This guy does not change his position this time. But DPGHH are gonna go back around at A, trying to hit A this time. It's gonna trigger the alarm bot Mog as Victor is ready to defend the side all alone. He does take down Sasuke, instantly gets traded out by Aesop. Aesop going first, and he's gonna take down Defension as well. Just using the trade onto him. Cutting in with 3v3, Savage with another one onto NBS. This is a confusing.
What is happening?
Movement coming out from Mog.
What is happening?
Taking up the Viper's Pit is still into play in a 1v2 situation right now. LRX Red does have the Blaze Storm to maybe potentially clutch this one out. He does. It did get some sound cue to Mog. Mog is gonna miss all of his shots. He does get the kill though onto Red and gets the 10th round on the board for VPG HeadHunters. That was a little bit of weird run coming out from both of the teams, you know, missing a lot of shots, you know. And then, you know, not even acknowledging that there's opponents inside the Viper pit coming from VPG HeadHunters, but in the end, it's gonna be VPG HeadHunters taking that run for themselves.
You know, before I move on, I saw actually last time I couldn't see Mox, you know, spray, and now this time I did see it. Did write Uba Vinden der Grenze. It means defy your limits. I just noticed that. And aside that, I really love Mock. While he's trying to stand out the spike, he's also flicking around. So yeah, impressive if I might, but still, I think he is just on high alert, and eventually high alert is not going to be that much of an effective one, because we'll be seeing the players of LRX being on eco. Despite of that, they are going to be picking off the kills because they have, you know, good devices. Because I did see that Spectre didn't have skins, but they do have devices. And now VPG is also going to be slapping back, as there is going to be the ultimates popping out from the side of the defender. So many ultimates popped out. We did see the Viper's Speed. Now we're seeing the lockdown. Now we're also seeing the Hunter's Fury, and none of the attackers are going to be detained. It's going to be a 2v4 situation, not in favor of VPG. Suddenly the tables have turned on an eco round. VPG, well, they still can make it happen, but they will have to make the kills, and they will have to get the frags as well. And now it's all up to Sasuke now. Thanks to that Reaver Vandal, he's going to be able to secret that kill. And now he is going to be spotted out, and he will be taken out by a very cheeky angle by LRX, especially Red. And they will also secure their operator, as they will slap back very strongly with an eco round in their favor. 9-10's the scoreline, and still in favor of VPG. But yeah, that is an angle I knew, ladies and gentlemen, but I never thought that people actually felt safe. Especially, I'm really wondering if Sasuke really felt safe when he was hiding there, but he did not have much choices to work with. But LRX, they're also looking like they are going to be putting up a very good fight here. Do note, ladies and gentlemen, this is a best of 3. It's not a best of 1. So even if we see that any of the teams' strategies going south, they still have another chance to bring it back. And let's see if they can potentially back to you, Hexer.
I think this is the most important round coming out from VPG HeadHunters. They're on a half ban. If they can get this round, I think they will be able to get the match. But LRX, they do have all the guns that they need. Aesop does spot out one player from LRX. Defension though is gonna take him down. Wow, is gonna trade him out instantly with the frag onto Envious. The wall trying to come out from Sasuke, but Attention is gonna go super aggressive, taking him down. Walk with the trade once again. Walk is just carrying his team on his shoulders at this point. In a 3v3 situation, he does have his ult popped off as well. VPGHH does get the plan down. LRX trying to play for this take. They do not have the gun. Ilias and Savage right now, but it's all up to Mog, I should say. In probably potentially in a 1v2 situation, because his teammates does not have those guns to take those fights onto LRX, trying to slowly retake the side from VPGHH. And Drifter is gonna get 2 frags for himself. You can see cleaning it up, taking that frag onto Mog. And you know, LRX evening things out. 10-10 is the scoreline. We might even heading to overtime Presto, but you know, as I said, if DPT got that last round, they would have been on the top. They would have probably gotten the match as well, but that didn't happen. This time around, they're on a full buy. LRX are on a full buy as well, but you know, the economic situation coming in from LRX is just too strong at this point. So VPG, if they lose this round, it's gonna be very heavy on them.
it definitely will fall heavy on them. But VPG, for 1 second, I did doubt the strategies of LRX on the post plan situation, but later I did understand that they wanted to unify and they knew exactly the fact that the attackers are gonna be defending the spike very aggressively, despite of having a kind of a bad arsenal in their favor. But still, the players of LRX made it happen, and VPG is really not didn't. I mean, looks like they might be able to pull this round off, so they can take the driver's seat in their favor once again. But definitely Monk is also low on his, but he is overhealing himself in the process. But Envis is gonna be there with the resurrection on the drifter, so it's gonna be a 5v5 once again. And now the players of VPG are trying to exit to the objective, but they will not find that much of a success because there is the Viper pit, there's the Viper screens in play, and Aesop that's gonna be holding on to the flank on the kitchen area. And now the spike itself has been delivered to the objective, and the plan itself will also go down. But there is the players of LRX who will be trying to cut off the rotation. I really wonder if the Viper knows that he is being shot at. I think, when you are shot at, you cannot move fast enough. That's why he just didn't commit that much. And now the players of VPG are really sliding back very strongly. It's all up to Yusuke with very low HP to work with, but eventually he is also gonna fall in the hands of Elias thanks to the snake bite. And now we'll be seeing the players of VPG picking their pace up once again. As you mentioned, Faxer, if they lost that round, that would have been detrimental for them because they do not have good economy even now. Yeah, they can go for the buys here, but definitely I'm sure that Ascension will have to go for a secondary weapon, or someone will have to drop him. Yeah, I think that is going to be a drop in the end. So that is definitely on the bright side. But for the side of VPG, they are having a lot of flexibilities, and suddenly we are going to be heading into a technical timeout, or maybe it's just tactical. Yeah, it is a technical difficulty happening on the side of the Vanquish Paradox. So we are going to be heading to the pause time, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have to find out what exactly happens. But as we have the time, let's talk about our sponsors, because trust me, without their help, it wouldn't have been possible. And yeah, you might say that skins don't matter, but trust me, it actually matters. Well, definitely it's an inside joke, but why wouldn't you take a skin for the montage you're editing? So you might want to get some for yourself. So do check out the skins, or let's say some Valorant points in Ravenclaw shop. And for some gears, check out our sponsor at Blisstyle. And this tournament is powered by Range.gg and partnered with Valorant Bangladesh community. What do you think, by the way, Faxer, about this matchup and our responses?
Talking about our sponsor, you do say skins matter. Maybe it matters at some point. Gets that confidence in
Always.
as well.
I would say always.
A lot of people like to say that this game is pay to win because those animations coming in from the Prime Vandal, the Reaver Vandal, Oni Phantom as well. But in the end, what we see on the screen, these tier 1 teams battling it out, they have their skills as well. They know what they're aiming at. They know what they're doing. They have the game sense as well, and they have the tactics. They have the technical ability, and that's what makes them a tier 1 team. Both of these teams coming in from VPG HeadHunters, they were back then an amateur team, but slowly building up. They went on to defeating LRX, and one time I remember they defeated Exili as well. On the other side, LRX from the start of their career, I think they were considered a tier 1 team because they were just full of star players like Hermione, Envious, who is still here.
And for Exili, actually, yes.
Yeah, Exili is the best team in Bangladesh. No one is denying that. LRX, VPG, they might be not on the level of Exili eSports, but they're not really that far behind. What are your thoughts on that, Christo?
Well, I agree with you 200%, buddy, because LRX, since the dawn of Valorant Bangladesh, we saw Exili and LRX literally fighting against each other for the first and second spot. Well, for LRX, it always has been a Cinderella story because it's pretty much countless times that we saw that LRX took the second place as Exili just dominated the region when ESPL happened, when many other tournaments happened. So it's really like that, but eventually we did see Zeus Sabers also popping out. So LRX, yeah, definitely they are a very strong team to recognize with, but there is Zeus Sabers, there is VPG as well, there's NZO as well. I almost forgot about them because these players really pushed Exili to their limits. And yeah, back in the days, we saw LRX and Exili all the way. Well, actually, it was Exili all the way because they were the defending champion for the longest time in history. But now we are seeing the region growing, and we're seeing a lot of underdog teams, and not necessarily underdogs, but we're also seeing the veterans. We're seeing new good players, and that is an indication that the competition of this region is increasing. And as a region alone, the esports scene of Bangladesh are really improvising time to time. But I think the time is gonna be taking too long because the players we are seeing uh the players of VPG taking some time. But as I mentioned, the competition itself has been improvised, and I think it will be a bit more better, but it's gonna take some time for the players to be back, because trust me, we are really hyped for the game itself, ladies and gentlemen, not to talk about or let's say it's not a podcast about the esports for the time being. So we're gonna be taking a break, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how long the players are gonna be taking, and eventually we'll be back with the action. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in action now, and the post timer has been cancelled. Well, not necessarily cancelled, but the issue has been resolved, and now the barriers are going to be coming down as we move on to a very well kitted round from both sides. We do see rifles in everybody's hand along with the full shields, so it can be anybody's game now. And for the side of VPG, they are one run away from hitting matchman, and I think they will be doing that just aggressively because they are putting so much pressure. But now the players of VPG are going back and forth, back and forth. I really wonder if they're really going to be committing their subjective at all, because they did fall back, but now the wall is going to be coming up, and now the plant itself is also going down thanks to the Viper, and the spike itself has gone down without any possible casualties from the side of VPG, so they have a lot of breeding zones to work with. So the players of LarioX will have to be a bit more, aggressive as well. Well, they will have to be smart, if I might, to pick up the kills. I really wonder if Sasuke is going to be going for the peek. He doesn't have to, but he will get that kill because of that pick. And along with that, beautiful skin on that operator. And now we'll be seeing the defender killjoy popping out as well. 2 kills already fell, and now it is a 3v3 situation. The odds are in favor of VPG, but LarioX will be able to turn the tables around. But there is Mog, who's going to be hyper aggressive, and he will get a kill onto NBS, but he will be traded off thanks to Drifter. And now the players are going to be swapping out. The Elias is going to be there to get 1 kill with their rifle lineup with their snake bite, and there is going to be Savage, who will also deny that plan. And now Elias, as he was slightly aggressive and slightly excited for the defusal, he just walked in, and he will be falling thanks to the spike radius and match point for Vanquish Paradox Gaming. 12-10 the scoreline. LarioX, well, it was a very close round for them, but now this is really gonna be a problem for them, considering they have a very broken economy. I'm pretty sure some of them will not be able to afford the rifles at all. VPG, once again, they will be going for another tactical timeout, and that is also gonna be grieving the players of LarioX to decide some things, or maybe plan something out, possibly, because they do not have that economy. They'll have to play it smart, because going head-to-head against VPG is really not going to be the answer.
After this match, I'm just going to throw it out there. After this match, I don't care if VPG HeadHunters loses or wins. Officially announcing Mok as the run-and-gunning king of this country, because
yeah,
you're actually
right. You're actually right.
I have not seen him get a kill like normal players, like myself. I play in a silver lobby. I first have to go there, stand, and then take the shot. This guy doesn't stop. He just presses his buttons on his keyboard.
It really feels like a Call of Duty game when we are spectating Mok. Not gonna lie, but yeah, back to you.
Yeah, exactly. Mok, he is one of the best run and gunners seen in this game. A lot of people like to complain that this is not a skill, but I do think that this is a skill that you have to master. Like every other skill, like aiming, or toggling as well with the bulldog and the stinger. Run and gunning is also a skill. Now moving on to match point, close to 10 is the scoreline. LarioX is not on a goodbye, as you mentioned. Presto, Red going for that judge, NBS on the Spectre. and Yusujuski Ascension on those have skills. Drifter, the only pair I must mention, is going for that actual full buy. The Shamron VPG Headhunters are gonna play it safe, holding this AE-centric default, but LRX are not moving an inch. The rotations are not coming in, although Ascension might just have a hunt onto VPG Headhunters at this point. The sound has been made, the drone is coming out, LRX is rotating. 4 players already inside a site. VPG Headhunters are running into a crossfire coming in from Drifter, and you see Drifter though gets the first 2 kills. He's gonna be figured out by 7. In a 3v4 situation, Mog has to push this one out with his teammate, only with 65 HP. The ult comes out from Elias though. The spike is gonna get handed down as well. Mog holding this aggressive angle inside the Viper's head might just be too much for LRX to handle at this point. Savage also going super aggressive onto Cube, is gonna get tagged down by the drone, is gonna get taken down as well by Ascension. The throw spots out Mog as well. Ascension though, he's gonna miss all of his shots, but Lillian is connecting it. Is gonna take out Mog, and Envious getting the last frag onto Elias is gonna take that 11th round on the board, and this might just be going into overtime. So getting that 11th round, the economy is becoming a little bit more stable for LRX for the last round to come. On the other side, VPG Headhunters, their money situation is not bad either. They can go for those full buys as well. Aesop, if he gets 2 orbs, he can pull out the Blade Storms. Sasuke does have the revive. On the other side, Ascension with that Viper's Pit, if he does pop it early on in the round, they have one side fully covered. So the Headhunters will have to play for that forced rotation coming in from LRX eSports.
LarioX actually won a half on the previous one, and I really love that, the way they played it, and now they are really on, not necessarily on the back foot, but definitely not on the top foot as well, because this is still match point for VPG. Either this is gonna be hitting overtime, or we're gonna be hitting onto or we're gonna be seeing VPG taking the first map, but it is okay. We have been seeing this Call of Duty adventure game for a very long time, but Mog, well, I know this game has a lot of memes about the precise gunplays and so on, but at this point it's just ridiculous. All in all, we're gonna be seeing Drifter in a 1v5 situation. It's all up to him. It's him versus the world, but I really wonder if he's gonna be able to make it happen. He does get 1 kill as Mog did drop CGWP already, and now he will be taken out. Drifter is already picking off the second one, and now if this match itself hits overtime, ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna be a huge slap in the hands of LRX. But we're gonna be seeing a jump coming down from the side of Aesop, even though he did do a potato fest with that Blaze Storm, but we're gonna be seeing VPG taking the first map of Icebox. But this is not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. We are still up with another game, which is most likely gonna be happening on the map of Pines.
Now, going on to the scoreboard, as I was saying, Aesop needed to step up, and he did step up with 24 kills of his own. But Mog is gonna be the MVP of the match with 30 frags to his name. This guy does not stop when he starts fragging out. He has a combat score of 326. This guy is a monster at this point. You know, taking on LRX is not a bad team. They're a tier 1 team coming in from this country. They have been playing together for a long time right now, and there's just 2 guys, Mog and Aesop, coming in, destroying them in the map of Icebox as they take map number 1, VPG Headhunters. But don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, as we will be back for map number 2, which is gonna be fine in a very short while.
Esports fans, do you want to watch some tournaments? Would you like to compete? Maybe win some matches and make a little money on the side, you know what I mean? But I don't know, it all seems so complicated. What tournaments are there? Where is it happening? Where do I sign up? What do I bring? Requirements, rules, fees, yada yada yada. It's all so confusing. If only there was a way to make it all simple. And all you need to do to sign up is just press a button. Sounds oddly specific, doesn't it? Because it's range.gg, the easiest way to set off your esports career. Take part in exciting new tournaments. Short or long, big or small, choose your own battles and fight your own wars. Flaunt your gaming skills for all to see. Assemble a team and get ready to compete. Not to mention, take your in-game prowess to the next level by consulting veterans of the esports world. So why wait? Signing up has never been easier. Compete, flaunt, and grow at range.gg. See you at the range. How's it going, esports fans? Do you want to watch some tournaments? Would you like to compete? Maybe win some matches and make a little money on the side, you know what I mean? But I don't know, it all seems so complicated. What tournaments are there? Where is it happening? Where do I sign up? What do I bring? Requirements, rules, fees, yada yada yada. It's all so confusing. If only there was a way to make it all simple. And all you need to do to sign up is just press a button. Sounds oddly specific, doesn't it? Because it's range.gg, the easiest way to set off your esports career. Take part in exciting new tournaments. Short or long, big or small, choose your own battles and fight your own wars. Flaunt your gaming skills for all to see. Assemble a team and get ready to compete. Not to mention, take your in-game prowess to the next level by consulting veterans of the esports world. So why wait? Signing up has never been easier. Compete, flaunt, and grow at range.gg. See you at the range. How's it going, esports fans? Do you want to watch some tournaments? Would you like to compete? Maybe win some matches and make a little money on the side, you know what I mean? But I don't know, it all seems so complicated. What tournaments are there? Where is it happening? Where do I sign up? What do I bring? Requirements, rules, fees, yada yada yada. It's all so confusing. If only there was a way to make it all simple. And all you need to do to sign up is just press a button. Sounds oddly specific, doesn't it? Because it's range.gg, the easiest way to set off your esports career. Take part in exciting new tournaments. Short or long, big or small, choose your own battles and fight your own wars. Flaunt your gaming skills for all to see. Assemble a team and get ready to compete. Not to mention, take your in-game prowess to the next level by consulting veterans of the esports world. So why wait? Signing up has never been easier. Compete, flaunt, and grow at range.gg. See you at the range. How's it going, esports fans? Do you want to watch some tournaments? Would you like to compete? Maybe win some matches and make a little money on the side, you know what I mean? But I don't know, it all seems so complicated. What tournaments are there? Where is it happening? Where do I sign up? What do I bring? Requirements, rules, fees, yada yada yada, it's all so confusing. If only there was a way to make it all simple. And all you need to do to sign up is just press a button. Sounds oddly specific, doesn't it? Because it's range.gg, the easiest way to set off your esports career. Take part in exciting new tournaments. Short or long, big or small, choose your own battles and fight your own wars. Flaunt your gaming skills for all to see. Assemble a team and get ready to compete. Not to mention, take your in-game prowess to the next level by consulting veterans of the esports world. So why wait? Signing up has never been easier. Compete, flaunt, and grow at range.gg. See you at the range.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to VBC PL Season 1 Stage 2 War Bracket semifinals happening in between VPG HeadHunters and LarioX eSports. We are in the second map as VPG HeadHunters took the win in the first map, Icebox. The second map being Bind, the pick coming in from LRX. I do expect them to come back in this match and hopefully take us to a third map. Talking about Bind, LRX, they have players like Envious and the Drifter who, likes to take those duelist roles up. Envious on the Reyna, Drifter always tries to go for that race play. Red, though, this time around does to go for that support play as well. Ascension always tries to stick up on that Astra play, but I don't know what he's gonna take him. What the pick is gonna come in from him this time. On the other side, VPG Headhunters on Bind, I haven't really seen them play, but Mog being Mog, he always tries to go for that Reyna. And if he can frag out, I have no complaints about it. Reyna's ability is to
Comes in handy.
frag out, and with those dismisses and heals coming in. He in the first match he did pop off, and being the match MVP, he has the confidence to go into this match as well, and he'll get those frags in for his team as we move on to the map.
Well, definitely Bind is gonna be a really showstopper in the long run, ladies and gentlemen. But there is one thing about Mock's Reyna pick. Well, yeah, Reyna is a very good duelist in general, but definitely on the map of Bind, I wouldn't call her the most effective duelist to be working with. Instead, I would take a Phoenix or a Raze any day, anytime because of the choke points on the map of Bind. Because I mentioned multiple times in the previous tournaments, ladies and gentlemen, there's so many choke points on Bind. You can literally isolate players in a very specific corner, even in case they are playing corners, that is, which is really likely to happen in this map. So if you can isolate them, definitely you'll have an upper hand when it comes to taking the fight against your opponents, because dealing some damage is going to be reducing the HP, so that whenever they are forced to take the gunfight head to head, you will have the advantage when it comes to HP. And now we're going to be hitting into the game, ladies and gentlemen, and you can see the agent selections from both sides as you might have predicted. And now we do see Arena being popped up from the side of Envy as well. I guess Arena is going to be a definitive pick from the both sides after all. So really not a questionable pick from my side, but LRX, yeah, definitely they'll be having. Oh yeah, actually I forgot they do have an Astra to work with, so they will not have that much of a problem because Astra is the queen of isolation because of the smoke, because of the orbital orbital wells and so on. So definitely LRX might have a plan to work with. Well, there is going to be the Killjoy from the side of LRX so that they can use the swarm grenades as well. But from the side of VPG, we're not going to be seeing an Astra. Instead, we will be seeing the Brimstone being picked up. Well, because the mall is definitely, and at the same time, you need the smokes to work with. Sasuke, however, excuse me, there. However, it's going to be for the Cypher to watch out for the flanks, the potential flanks, if I might. So, really not that much of a question here, but seeing the diversity here, seeing the differences of the team strategies, it's really impressive. But I really wonder how the players of LRX are going to be playing it, because they are already one map down when it's compared to the side of Vanquish Paradox, because they did have one map in their favor. But this is the map selected by LRX, so definitely they will have somewhat of a show to show us to us. Let's see how it is or not. Good luck and have fun to both teams.
Well, yeah, the pressure is definitely on LRX eSports. VBC can, take a rest for a few rounds, but they need to be back up as well. But I do think they have the confidence coming in from the first match. This time around, though, I think we might be seeing a fast hit on A coming in from LRX eSports. So the drone is going to spot out Ilias immediately. Mok is ready to defend this U-Haul. His passive angle coming in from him. Envious and Red just coming to U-Haul.
Is he going to run and gun, though?
With a frenzy, he might. I wouldn't be surprised, actually. With a frenzy, he just might do that. But still, he does spot out Red. Does spot out Envious as well, but gets fragged out. As the trades are coming in, Envious misses away from this two-hop position. Savage trying to get this frag. Does get the frag. You can see immediately trading him in a 2v3 situation right now. Aesop and Sasuke are the only members alive.
Sad.
Both of them are gonna get the frag for themselves. Only 26 HP left in a 1v2 situation. Right now, can take that plant down onto the B side. They know that the plant is going down. BBG HeadHunters, as they will be going for this slow, long rotation coming in from Hookah, Sasuke, and Aesop. Aesop already low on HP. Ascension needs to play this very smart. He cannot go in for those duels. He does not have any
He can
HP
actually
whatsoever.
hide. He can actually hide inside of the defender spawn, and he can use the concussion. Oh, he doesn't have any concussions. Never mind. Actually,
Yeah, exactly. But the plan is not for the CD side, But Aesop is gonna spot it out anyways and get the first round on the board for VPG. Head into the nice round coming out for them. At one point, I did believe LRX had that in the bag, but out of nowhere, Sasuke and Aesop cleaning it up onto that U-Haul position and getting that round for their team. It was a very nice round coming out from them. In the end, at the start of the round, they did look a bit shaky. Sasuke and Aesop, you guys saw what you saw, and they did their best, to pull that round off. But this time around, the full buys coming in from BBG HeadHunters, the Aesop going for that frenzy, and we all know why he's doing that. He's gonna go for the operator in the third round, as he always does. And LRX on the other side is going for a fourth, but this is gonna be interesting, though.
Well, LRX really doesn't want to lose too much rounds here, and definitely that's why they are going for that force wipe. But they will have to utilize this force wipe very aggressively, and unless things go south. But there is going to be the concussions from the side of the Astra, but that's not going to be that effective because there is going to be Elias who will be covering. But Envious is going to making sure everybody envies him, and he's going to be making some envious plays here. And now he will tag out Sasuke a lot, and he is looking for the kills. But looks like Mok is also going to be there, being the angry he is, and he is going to be picking up two. But there is the there is the run and gun once again, and now we'll be seeing Mok going for those run and guns, and he will eliminate the Sova. Well, 2-0's the scoreline, and Mok is really doing good so far. But LRX, on the first round, they did try their best. Suddenly, on the fourth round, something was missing. Their economy management, that definitely was not in place because they lost the round. That's number one. But secondly, their frags. Yeah, they did find a couple of frags for their own, but they were refrags. But Mok just came out of the blue and destroyed everything. And this is going to be the third round in favor of VPG once again. As the players of LRX went for the side of force buying, LRX will have to be forced to go for the sheriffs all around. And now they are going to be on a back foot, but they can still make sure that these guns are countered because these guns will not take any prisoners, whether you are having the helmet or not, the armor or not. Mok, however, is recovering that shotgun, and he is a very infamous player with that shotgun, but it doesn't matter. Drifter will find the wallbang onto Mok, so the elephant of the room has been taken out for this round. but the players of VPG will have to be a bit more vigilant when it comes to taking the frags. So even though we do see the jet being extremely low, and now Aesop is making some more progress, and there is gonna be the red. There is gonna be red with a clean headshot onto Aesop. So good progress being established. Savage will destroy the Lear eventually. There is gonna be the Owl Run, which will tag Savage. No, it will miss. Unfortunately, the chip is not gonna be landing on the target intended location. And now the recon bolts are also gonna be destroyed. And now the rotation is gonna be coming down. But there is the crossfire. There is no crossfire setups, unfortunately. But Envious is gonna be making some envious plays. One second, everybody is gonna be envying him. And now it's gonna be all down to the Cypher. Cypher does have a good gun to work with. He's gonna be spotted out by that Killjoy turret. He will lose some HP in the process. And now he will just be pushing in, and now Victor, well, some potato fists are going to be popping out eventually. There is going to be the refrag from the side of Envious, and now we'll be seeing a Nico round being won by the side of LRX, even though from the side of VPG, it was not a full buy, it was a bonus round, if I might. But a good round from the side of LRX as well, as they were aggressive. VPG, they're still having the lead, but definitely LRX are really here, and they are meaning business. Red is going to be recovering that judge from the hands of Mox, so let's see how this Jet is going to be maneuvering with this judge here.
Yeah, exactly. Before I get into the next one, I have a question for you, Presto.
That goes there.
Shoot.
A lot of people argue on this, but who do you think is the better Reina? Is it Mock or is it Envious?
There is a very hard question, but I'm just gonna be going for a diplomatic answer here, Faxer, because Mock, if I want to be very honest, he's just a one trick. Because yeah, he is a very good Reina player, but honestly speaking, I've never seen him playing any other agents. Yeah, on sometimes when they used to play for GSC, I saw him playing Jet and his counterpart, his partner in crime, Aesop, playing the Reina at times. That is definitely there, but still, I must admit that Mock, usually he is a one trick, but Envious, I think he can play more of a, flexible role. But definitely when it comes to frags, when it comes to aim alone, Mock is really good. I mean, you have seen him running and gunning, and yeah, he has some good flicks, I must admit. But Envious, his shots are accurate. We do see Mock going for pre-fires and all, so both of them are good in their own sides. It's really hard to take a side, but yeah, Mock, if I have anything to complain about him, yeah, I did mention that he is a one trick, and being a one trick is not bad, but having that flexibility, it's really important for your team. But I guess his team's composition has made the flexibility that, okay, Mock, you can stick on Reina, and we know that you can do good with the Reina, so we don't want you to play any other roles. So if that is really the case, usually that can be something VPG just might be, pivoting on. But this time around, we're going to be seeing Envious going for a very aggressive play for the side of Hook, and he will eliminate his counterpart with a wallbang along with his own teammate. No, not his own teammate, but his counterpart. And now, we're going to be seeing the players of LRX going for very aggressive plays, and suddenly the momentum and the confidence of VPG just cluster. It's just gone. And now we're going to be seeing LRX seizing the lead from the hands of VPG. And yeah, while I was judging, or let's say answering the $1 million question of Faxer, who is the better Reina, we just witnessed it. The side of Envious alone is going to be having 11 kills. But it's not the answer yet. Mock is going to be waking up, and he might just answer very strongly as well, Faxer.
Yeah, I think Envious just heard my question and he's trying to prove himself in this matchup. But, Mock is no less than that. He should be popping off any moment. But this time around, we do see both teams going for this full buy. Aesop picking out that operator. I'm gonna just say it. This round is over for LarioX eSports because Aesop with the operator, you cannot stop him.
It's really scary, yes.
If you want to win this round, you have to take out Aesop right now, right here, because Aesop is already rotating over to this B side. He will aggress over the smoke, and he will try to take the shot, as I'm saying, but there is no one to find. LarioX, the Ascension, the call comes in, and it's a smart rotation coming out from them. A side is all but empty. Elias, the only player holding. Muhawk is gonna pop that molly off, holding them off. Aesop the rotating once again. The operator is gonna take down Envious, as I was saying. The set is gonna come out though, and the orbital strike from Elias. Aesop with another one. He does get that trade in the end. Ascension with one for himself as well. In a 3v3 situation right now, the HeadHunters have to take the side from LarioX eSports. Elias does know the position coming in from Yuski. Is gonna miss all of his shots onto him. As Yuski is gonna get the frag. Walk with one in a 1v2 situation right now. does spot out Yusuke, but that extra ult coming in, Ascension playing it very smart. Might even knife him at this point. Ascension is gonna go for that peek and take him down. And the fourth round comes on board from LarioX eSports. As I was saying, obviously the operator, he was just too good, but his teammates did not have the tagging that he needed at that point, and he was traded out. And then, you know, Elias missing all of his shots onto Yusuke, turning it into a 1v situation for Monk, and that all extra coming in from Ascension as well. It was just too much for him to flush out at that moment. But a nice round coming out from LarioX eSports, and Aesop does have to lose out that operator this time around. Red though doesn't pick it up in this attacking half, but in the defensive half, we might just see him pick it up. Crossfire into Hooker coming in from VBC with the shotgun. It's gonna be thrown out. Aesop is gonna break it empty with his aim. He's gonna take him down anyways. Smoke though is still here with Bucky. This is gonna be very interesting to watch. The dart comes out.
Why is Smoke
He's in the
pushing
smoke.
Oh, sad.
But I'm gonna throw it out there. The Bucky is broken, guys. You don't know when you're gonna get a kill. You don't know when you're gonna get slapped in the face just like that. As he's gonna get the second frag as well. The Sova diff comes in onto Savage in a 2v5 situation, but you know, Elias and Sasuke doesn't have any gun whatsoever. Sasuke with the Bucky and Elias with the Sheriff. They could go for exit frags at this point, but LarioX, they're playing it so smart, they're playing it so beautifully, they're playing for chase, they're playing it slow, but they are getting the job done in the end. As Sasuke is the only member alive right now in a 1v5 situation with the Bucky in his hand. His heart must be beating so high right now. As the Astral, as the utility is gonna come in, Red taking that last frag onto him. The 5th round comes on board for LarioX eSports.
LarioX is really off to a very good start now, and looks like they are really not going to be stopping anytime soon. VPG is going to be able to go for another operator this time, and Aesop, well, he did open things up on the when it came to the first blood, but definitely he didn't have to swung so hard, and he did swung, so that was a questionable decision from his side. But well, there is one thing I do want to add about him. He is a very good operator, but on top of that, in order to increase his accuracy with that operator, he actually bought that skin. And if you want to buy some skins for yourself as well, you need some Valorant points, ladies and gentlemen, and you know where to get some Valorant points, you can definitely contact our sponsor at Ravenclaws eShop. Well, you know, sometimes accuracy can also get to minus 20%. It depends on the RNG factor. But, you know, NBS, as he has the skin on his Phantom, he is going to be making sure that that Phantom is going to be coming in handy. That's why they bought it, definitely. So if you want some skins for yourself, get some on the Ravenclaws eShop, and eventually we'll be seeing the initial or the first bloods popping up from the side of LarioX, as they have invested so much on skins, and now it's a 2v5 situation for the side of LarioX. VPG will have to be very you know, vigilant when it comes to taking this round in their favor. They do have one ultimate, but the Cypher needs a body to make sure that ultimate is going to be available. Yusuke is going to be finding a course for his teammate, but Sasuke is pretty far away. And considering this is a 1v5 situation, well, no courses actually, unfortunately. So as Sasuke is in a 1v5 situation, the world is against him. I don't think his economy is a very handsome one. Definitely it's not. And I think that is going to be a very bright choice to save that Reaver Vandal, and he is doing just that. And not to mention the Reaver Vandal looks really, you know, wonderful, or let's say gorgeous. I wanted to pursue that, and that because of that he is gonna be getting 1 kill on Drifter, but unfortunately he can only save 1 gun, even though he has 2 hands. But this is just Valorant, ladies and gentlemen. Eventually the spike is gonna be exploding into pieces, as the attackers will take the victory, but Sasuke is still trying to hide away, and he will evade successfully, as he will live to fight another day. 6-2 the scoreline, and LarioX is putting up a very good fight. VPG is really not having the upper hand, but looks like they will also have some, you know, spices on top of the strategies of their own. But LarioX, they're really looking confident, as they're really not losing the 1v1 fights they're taking.
VTG as a tier 1 team, they need to start playing as a team. They have to stop relying on an Aesop step up in every match, and you know, getting the win for them. That is not going to happen for every match. Bok and Aesop are human, right? They won't be able to get those 30 frags every match. Ascension though opening it up for his team, getting the frag onto Sasuke, the only rifle.
Ooh, that did well.
HeadHunters is gonna get taken down, as Elias in a very tough situation right now, holding this U-Haul position to judge. What? Ascension with a nicely timed spam coming in from him. He's gonna take down Mok as well. Red moving his angle onto U-Haul, gonna take down Elias.
What is happening?
Elias with another one. 7 round comes on board for LRX. What I was talking about is VPG Headhunters needs to play as a team. Elias, Sasuke, Savage, they need to step up. They have to stop relying on Mok and Aesop to always get those 30 frags in, because in the end it is a team game, guys. 5 players combinedly, when they're putting the effort, when they're putting those frags, when they're putting those utilities, that's when the win comes. In the last map, we did see Mok and Aesop popping off, but this time around, they are not doing so well, and that's what's costing them the round for VPG Headhunters. Sasuke, Savage, Elias, they're not being able to do much, even though we do know they're the support players, but sometimes support players also need to step up, like when Hermione does with Exili, when Drifter does with LRX. VPG Headhunters needs one as well in the form of Savage, Sasuke, or even maybe Elias as well.
Well, I do agree with that at some extent, but I really wonder what's exactly happening in the voice comms of VPG, because on the previous round, their retake, I thought they would be able to make a retake, but suddenly all of the bodies fell, and that is an indication that the players of VPG are really not on the same page of the book, but they will have to make sure that they are working with that, and I think they have gotten some momentum with that, but now it's all up to Elias, so that is really not looking good for them. Not to mention the Soba is going to be playing very, very passively because he does have the Hunter Street to work with, and now there is a Hunter Street popping out, which will tag the Boomer in the process. I meant the Brimstone, and eventually he's going to be able to get the kill as well. Well, obviously Brimstone is the Boomer of the game. He is the oldest character. Well, definitely I know with great age comes great experiences, but yeah, he is definitely a thick boy, so well, Boomer it is. 8-2 is the scoreline in favor of LRX. VPG, they're losing ground fast, and if they cannot hold on now, I really don't know if they had any chances on the upcoming rounds, especially within the first half.
Well, they really need to counter Envious at this point. Envious, at this point, he's just popping off every round, getting those entries, getting those frags, and winning them the round. For LRX eSports, VPG Headhunters though this time around, it's gonna go for this ace stack, but
that orbital well.
Right now. The concuss comes in from Ascension, but no push comes in from LRX in the end. As now we're at a standstill. Aesop does have his Blade Storm to work with. Drifter lurking around to Hookah and Long Red, and his teammate Envious trying to get this entry onto a site, only just lurking. And I think Aesop might just have them in his crosshair. Mog does spot out with that jump pick coming in from him. That was really smart played by him. Yusuke Chusky trying to get this shower control with his teammate Ascension. They have all the control that they need right now for an execute coming onto A side. Only Drifter, the only player lurking onto Hookah. Elias with the Marshall is holding this angle onto Shower. He's gonna get down to 7 HP. Aesop with the Blaze Storm is so close to Ascension. He used to just get this point. He might just go aggressive and take them down. He does not have the confidence at this point to do that. Red and NBS is gonna get that entry. Yusuke with that NBS. Well, NBS getting that drag onto Mog. Reina Dip comes in. Sasuke, the only player alive, taking down Drifter onto that Hookah position who was lurking. Is gonna have to rotate all the way back from Hookah to A short, maybe get some exit frags on the way, but that's not gonna be doing that much damage to the economy of LRX eSports, as they have huge amount of credits to work with to the next round as well, which is gonna be the last round of the first half. Sasuke does have to go for this clutch, take the first guy down onto Yusuke. Looks onto Red, but instantly gets headshotted by him from Heaven, and 9-2 is the scoreline already. Such a big lead coming out from them, and we might be going into a 10-2 scoreline. And at that point, I think VPG Headhunters, it's gonna be really hard for them to come back from that point.
It definitely will be very hard for them, but not impossible. VPG, suddenly their strategy just collapsed into pieces, and I'm really not seeing much hope for their side. Well, some people will be calling me that, yeah, that's not the case from VPG, they're just feeling tired or something, but definitely for LRX, they have chosen this map for an obvious reason. They have done their homework and they're really strong on this map, and which is something VPG is really lacking here. And LRX, They're really giving them around. LRX are really making sure that VPG has absolutely no ground to work with. 9-2 is the scoreline, and we're going to be seeing some ultimates popping out. There is going to be the Empress popping out. There is going to be the Blisstyle popping out. There is going to be the Cosmic Divide coming down. So LRX are really up for a strategy here, but they will also have to make sure that they are using that precisely, because they're actually trying to flush out the players from A to B, but there is a lot of utilities on the side of B. There is going to be the Orbital Strike coming down from the Brimstone, and eventually we'll be seeing a couple of kills popping up from the side of LRX, and now VPG is also going to be slapping back strongly. And look at that, we're going to be seeing a gift wrap-up coming in from the side of VPG's Sasuke. So 9-3 is the split, not a bad split, but definitely it could have been better from the side of VPG. But as the players of VPG did not take the bait, they are going to be having that upper hand. Well, the bait was there. It was too promising in the long run. And LRX, well, they tried their best, but VPG just were playing it smart, and eventually that round is going to be going in favor of them. 9-3 being the scoreline, it's not necessarily the worst scoreline you can possibly get. I mean, it's better than 12, or it's better than 11-1 or 10-2 at worst. But must admit that VPG will have to take the pistol rounds at all given costs. And I think they will be able to pull this off out of it, because both of these teams are very aggressive when it comes to... I mean, they're really strong when it comes to taking their, attacking rounds. So this can be the moment for VPG to come back as well. But let's see how LRX are going to be playing it.
Yeah, one thing they need a lot more than the pistol round that is far more important to them is for Mog and Ace to actually pop off in this match, and maybe hope for a comeback in the end. Mog, though, with his teammates, is gonna go into hookah, getting all the control that they need. NBS getting the first strike onto Savage, getting the trade onto Sasuke as well. But
impressive!
Double kill onto Ascension, and NBS turning it into a 2v2 situation with Elias on his back. And they're gonna go for this B take once again. No, never mind. They're gonna go for this. They're playing it slow, playing it smart. They do have 1 minute left on the hand. They do have the spike as well. They do have all the advantage that they need right now. But it's a matter of timing. It's a matter of game sense that they have to put up right now. And it's working for them. VPT HeadHunters does have the B side all but empty right now. As Red and Drifter trying to take control of A, where there is not even an inch coming in from them. Mog taking that spike onto elbow. I don't know what he's doing. That
30
should have
seconds
just
left.
gone for the plan with his teammate Elias covering for him. But I think he just wants some extra assurance, as he will check every corner coming in from B and get the plan down as well. A late patient coming in from LarioX. They do have all the info. The HeadHunters 2v2 situation. Rifter and Red looking very hungry, running all the way up to hookah, getting having all the noise at the same time. Rifter, with the 4K is gonna take both of them down. This is what I was talking about. More popping off. That's what they need. VPG HeadHunters. I think a comeback might just be on the cards, Presto, because Mog is looking hungry. Mog is bringing those frags right now as he starts the second half with the 4K with the frenzy.
Well, there is Mog obviously doing Mog things, but aside that, I really wonder why the players of LRX pushed B long in the first place. Yeah, you are the defender, you can definitely be aggressive, but going for such plays, you are leaving hook area, and that is something Mog and I believe Aesop took full advantage of, because they just walked inside of the hook area and they knew exactly what's happening on the long side, and they had the frags they were looking for. And VPG is really looking very confident now, and looks like they will make sure that they are doing that. And Red is going to be doing some run and gun of his own, and he will pick off Sasuke, but Savage is not going to be in the grave yet. It's going to be a 3v4 situation, and VPG is going to be making sure that they have the upper hand no matter what. Drifter has a shorty to work with, but he will have to make sure that he gets the kill on Tracer, but no, he will not succeed with that. And eventually VPG is going to be going for a very fast execution, and which will give them a good breathing zone to work with. 5-9 is the scoreline, and VPG is going to be able to bring the gap slightly, closer in their favor, but it is still in favor of LRX. LRX might be able to pull this off, and they might be able to pull this away on their on their full buy round here. Not to mention, ladies and gentlemen, LRX had a very, very rough start on this matchup, because they lost the pistol round, and then they went for a force buy, and then they lost that force buy as well, and then they had to eco, and eventually they did win that eco round. So that's where everything started to show, promising for their side. In the meantime, VPG did win one round in the process, but definitely not too many. And now LRX are going to be playing it smart, as they have the arsenal advantage. Aesop is going to be having somewhat of a mood swing that should he go inside of the hook area, he will spot out Red and he will be taken out by Red. Mok knows exactly where Red is, but I don't know if he knows about YC's location because YC is playing on top of the box. So there is going to be the Owldon Toston, and which will spot out his own twin brother. Savage knows exactly what's happening. Yusuke is tagged out, and there is a shock dart which will keep the players isolated, and he will be tagged. But Yusuke is going to be waiting there very much like a pro, and now he is going for the swing. He is pretty much concerned about the location of Savage, but I don't think he knows the location of Mok. And now Mok, the run-in gun machine, he absolutely is. He might be able to run away with it, but Mok is playing it patiently. So looking good for their side. Now the rendezvous is coming in from the side of Mok's side, and now there is going to be the Lear being deployed. But it's just preparing. I think they are waiting for a counter, and now it is going to be coming down, and there is going to be Mok who will be running in, but he will get the initial kill, but not the second one. Red is going to be picking off a 3k for himself, and now it's all up to the Cyber. Sasuke will have to make sure that he is going to be surviving out of this, and now there is going to be one kill for himself as Red was low on HP, but NBS is going to be there with a trade-off, and unfortunately, I don't want to say it, but Sakura is not going to be happy as Sasuke fell. Well, definitely she never cared for Naruto anyways, so 5-10 the scoreline in favor of LRX.
LRX getting that round, getting that lead once again, a 5-round lead. If VPG HeadHunters would have gotten that bonus round, they would have gotten the next round as well, and it would have been a very different scoreline, maybe even a 7-9 scoreline, and that would have been so good for them. But this time around, the full buys are coming in from both of the teams. Red, the only player with the Ghost, with the Blaze Storm, is gonna miss all of his knives onto Savage, is gonna get taken down as well. VPG HeadHunters looking hungry on the side of Long. Aesop gets taken down with Ascension. Teleporter comes in from Yusuke.
All intended.
This is a close angle. NPS had Drifters and Ascension cleaning it up on V-Long. As the teleporter once again comes in from Yusuke. He is just running all over the map at this point, and he is going to take down Sasuke in the end, getting the 11th round on the board, and possibly winning the match for themselves, because the economic situation coming in from VPG HeadHunters at this point is not looking good for them to, push this to maybe to overtime or maybe even come back to an 11-5 scoreline so they can get this eco round. It's still gonna be very hard for them, but I don't think they'll be able to get this one because Red already popping out his operator, and VPG HeadHunters does not have the gun advantage at this point. Sasuke, the only player with a rifle. Savage going for that Guardian pick, and Red with this impressive position coming in from him onto this truck. It'd just be too much for VPG HeadHunters to handle at this point.
VPG HeadHunters are really on the back foot when it comes to the arsenal, as you mentioned, Faxter, but they might be able to pull this off by playing it smart, because last time it did happen from the side of LRX, and now it might happen for VPG as well. There is the Hunter Spirit being popped out by Savage, but unfortunately no casualties whatsoever. And now LRX is going to be able to get the first blood thanks to Mr. Red's skin. Well, definitely do check out our sponsors, Ravenclaws shop, to get some skins for yourself as well, because I did mention multiple times, having a skin on your operator increases 20% accuracy. Well, it also increases accuracy on other guns as well, but the operator is just the superior one in the long run. Now the players of VPG will be allowed to go for the objective control, but they do not have the spike to work with, and now the spike itself is going to be coming down. Mok is going to be recovering a gun for himself, and now things are looking very bright for the side of VPG, but VPG will have to push it further as well. And as my friend Aggressive says, that do not fight for the round before match. Do not fight for match point, but fight for the round before match point, because you do have everything going to work with. And I think that is something the players of VPG are taking in heart and taking in account. NBS is going to be being the smoke criminal here, as he will be allowed to take control of the smoke, and now there is going to be the operators being popped up, but VPG is going to be on the top as they will find the kills they were looking for. It's a 2v4 situation, but there's still the operator available. Mok is getting hyper aggressive and he will be taken out. Well, that is definitely not a very commendable decision, but there is going to be the neural step, which will burn a lot of time for the side of LRX. But LRX is going to be able to strike back. It's a 1v2. Rifter, he is a very wonderful player, but tonight he will have to save that gun, because risking that operator in the enemy's hand is really not a commendable decision, and he will be able to run away with it, and he will survive that spike, and eventually 6-11 is going to be the score, and VPG is going to be able to keep themselves alive, even though this is not match point for their opponent, but they will have a good momentum in their favor, because I did mention that LRX won an eco round, or let's say a half buy for themselves, and that is something VPG can also do, and that is something they did. So LRX, yeah, they still have a good economy to work with, but if they cannot afford to win this round, they will be on their back foot now. And looks like LRX PPG is gonna be planning to do exactly that. 6-11 is the scoreline, still in favor of LRX, but it all comes down how VPG is gonna be playing it, and if we really need a third map to decide who is gonna be moving on to the upper brackets.
Yes, that I want to talk about that save coming in from Victor the last round. That is gonna be so valuable for LarioX right now, as Red still has the operator in his hand. Does miss his first shot this time around though. Aesop, Mok, and Sasuke trying to get control of this hookah region. Mok is gonna get that clear out, but this crossfire setup coming in from Ascension and Yuki might just be too much for them to handle. The bloodbath is gonna take place. Mok with one, Blaze up with one, Yuki with one as well. NBS with a trade onto Aesop is gonna just away. Still inside the teleporter, Mog trying to hunt the other Reina from LRX. This is gonna be so interesting to watch, but there might be a rotation coming in from VPG HeadHunters right now, as Ilias is gonna take that teleport with the bomb as well. Mog is gonna find NBS outplay. The Reina diff comes in, and Ilias might be going for another rotation, but Red with operator is gonna pick up Savage. What a play coming up from him. Mok is not gonna pick that. He's gonna be smart about it. Ilias now in an awkward situation. He does not know which side to actually go, because Red with the operator is holding B. Drifter with all the utilities from a Killjoy is holding A, but Red is gonna be forced back to this massive hookah angle as the orbital strike is gonna come out from Ilias. A smart orbital strike, I would say, creating a lot of space for VPG HeadHunters right now. Ilias and Mog in a 2v2 situation. Drifter trying to converge into their position. The turret comes out, trying to get any info whatsoever. Does spot out Mog. Drifter though with his aim is gonna take him down with a wall bang. He's gonna take down Ilias as well. A nice 2k coming out from him. And we're already on the match point, and it's a 6 round deficit coming in from VPG HeadHunters. This is pretty much done just for them, because they do not have the credits to go for a full buy this time around.
I have a huge question to the side of VPG. Everything everything were in the favor of them, and the odds were not against them. How did they mess it up? Unfortunate that VPG, well, they had the Sova was inside of the inside of the site, and the Brimstone was closed, but the Brimstone had to rotate so many times. I really did ask, why is the Brimstone rotating so much? I mean, yeah, you can rotate, but definitely not so much, considering that Mog is already inside the objective. So yeah, some questionable plays coming out from the side of VPG, but they will have to make sure that they are keeping themselves alive now, because they do not have the best economy to work with, but definitely they can make some noise happen here. 4v4 situation, as we'll be seeing first blood from both sides. Well, first blood from the side of VPG, but we'll be seeing the trade-off coming down as well. And now Mok will recover the gun from his teammate, and eventually he will run away, because that Bulldog is definitely a good gun, but definitely it is not superior as the Phantom. And now it's a 4v4 situation, not in favor of anybody, but Mok is extremely low XP because he did try to secure that gun. And Drifter, well, he is making a lot of progress here, being the Sentinel. He will also deploy that lockdown handle. He will just move in. He will get one, but not the secondary. And now the lockdown is gonna be destroyed, and eventually there is another recon boost which will reveal the location of the Reina, but he's not moving, and eventually the spike itself will go down. It's a 3v3 situation, and now the Hunter Street is going to be trying to pop out some players here, but I really wonder how much of a success he will find. Oh, Sasuke! He's going to take that jump, and he will evade that Hunter Street very precisely, but even then, the players of VBG will have to make sure that they are keeping themselves alive, because if they lose one or two manpower, this is really going to be detrimental for them. And it looks like things are going to be starting, because the NVS is going to be getting rid of Savage now. We will be seeing Elias almost getting a 2k, but he will fall eventually. And now Red was low on HP, and that is all done and dusted, ladies and gentlemen. It was a good game all in all, but VPG just did not feel that confident in this matchup, and now we'll be heading into the third map after all. It's not done yet. 13-6 is the scoreline, and we are really gonna be seeing a heck of a matchup after all. It has been a long day, ladies and gentlemen, but I think the players are absolute mad lads, and they are really not ready to, commit this now. They need a third map, and they will settle who will move on to the upper brackets. Congratulations to LRX for taking the second map, but VPG, they were not too far away, and they did take the first map, so they are even now.
Well, moving on to the scoreboard, this time around, it's gonna be NBS being the MVP, slapping back Mog onto being the fourth fragger in this matchup. But, this victory was a dominating victory coming out from LRX eSports. While in the first map we did see it was going neck to neck, coming in from VBG HeadHunters, they did win the match, but it was a 13-11 scoreline. This time around, it's a 13-6 scoreline. So the confidence is on the side of LRX eSports, going to map number 3, which is gonna be Haven. So stay tuned, guys. Don't go anywhere, as we're coming back with map number 3.
Sports fans, do you want to watch some tournaments? Would you like to compete? Maybe win some matches and make a little money on the side, you know what I mean? But I don't know, it all seems so complicated. What tournaments are there? Where is it happening? Where do I sign up? What do I bring? Requirements, rules, fees, yada yada yada. It's all so confusing. If only there was a way to make it all simple. And all you need to do to sign up is just press a button. Sounds oddly specific, doesn't it? Because it's range.gg, the easiest way to set off your esports career. Take part in exciting new tournaments. Short or long, big or small, choose your own battles and fight your own wars. Flaunt your gaming skills for all to see. Assemble a team and get ready to compete. Not to mention, take your in-game prowess to the next level by consulting veterans of the esports world. So why wait? Signing up has never been easier. Compete, flaunt, and grow at range.gg. See you at the range. How's it going, esports fans? Do you want to watch some tournaments? Would you like to compete? Maybe win some matches and make a little money on the side, you know what I mean? But I don't know, it all seems so complicated. What tournaments are there? Where is it happening? Where do I sign up? What do I bring? Requirements, rules, fees, yada yada yada. It's all so confusing. If only there was a way to make it all simple. And all you need to do to sign up is just press a button. Sounds oddly specific, doesn't it? Because it's range.gg, the easiest way to set off your esports career. Take part in exciting new tournaments. Short or long, big or small, choose your own battles and fight your own wars. Flaunt your gaming skills for all to see. Assemble a team and get ready to compete. Not to mention, take your in-game prowess to the next level by consulting veterans of the esports world. So why wait? Signing up has never been easier. Compete, flaunt, and grow at range.gg. See you at the range. How's it going, esports fans? Do you want to watch some tournaments? Would you like to compete? Maybe win some matches and make a little money on the side, you know what I mean? But I don't know, it all seems so complicated. What tournaments are there? Where is it happening? Where do I sign up? What do I bring? Requirements, rules, fees, yada yada yada, it's all so confusing. If only there was a way to make it all simple. And all you need to do to sign up is just press a button. Sounds oddly specific, doesn't it? Because it's range.gg, the easiest way to set off your esports career. Take part in exciting new tournaments. Short or long, big or small, choose your own battles and fight your own wars. Flaunt your gaming skills for all to see. Assemble a team and get ready to compete. Not to mention, take your in-game prowess to the next level by consulting veterans of the esports world. So why wait? Signing up has never been easier. Compete, flaunt, and grow at range.gg. See you at the range. How's it going, esports fans? Do you want to watch some tournaments? Would you like to compete? Maybe win some matches and make a little money on the side, you know what I mean? But I don't know, it all seems so complicated. What tournaments are there? Where is it happening? Where do I sign up? What do I bring? Requirements, rules, fees, yada yada yada, it's all so confusing. If only there was a way to make it all simple. And all you need to do to sign up is just press a button. Sounds oddly specific, doesn't it? Because it's range.gg, the easiest way to set off your esports career. Take part in exciting new tournaments. Short or long, big or small, choose your own battles and fight your own wars. Flaunt your gaming skills for all to see. Assemble a team and get ready to compete. Not to mention, take your in-game prowess to the next level by consulting veterans of the esports world. So why wait? Signing up has never been easier. Compete, flaunt, and grow at range.gg. See you at the range.
Or All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the game once again, which is gonna be a third round of the game, or let's say the third map of the day between Vanquish Paradox and LarioX, or let's say just LRX. And in case you have not seen the first two matches has been a hit so far. Vanquish Paradox took their own map with a very close score, while LRX actually took a very dominating one on their own. So both of these teams are really not done yet. They will have to take some more time, and we'll have to take some more time as well to settle who will be moving up to the higher brackets of the tournament. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the lower bracket semifinals. And speaking of the semifinals, this is where things go south. This is where things get harder. No more BO1s. So let's see how the matchup is gonna be. I'm your host, Gaston, and joining me is gonna be Fexer, and we're gonna be getting into the matchup because you have waited for a very long time. And as fast as we are gonna be seeing the players pretty much ready, and we're just gonna be walking in the game. And I believe Fexer is here. Are you there, Fexer?
Yeah, yeah, I'm.
Yeah, okay. So how are you feeling on the third map? Because we have already witnessed the two maps of Icebox and Bind. And definitely the matchup itself has been a, uh very interesting one, because on the first map we did think that Vanquish Paradox started very, poorly, but LRX did actually lose that anyways, because the recovery from Vanquish Paradox was really, really intimidating. And from the second map, we did see that Vanquish Paradox started very strongly, and in the end, Larry just understood how Vanquish Paradox wants to play it, and then they just went for the all-out actions, and eventually LRX, especially Envious. You did ask that who is the better arena player? Is it Mock or is it Envious? Well, it's a bit hard question because both of the players did good on their own specific maps. So, how do you think the third map is going to be going up? I guess my fan is kind of AFK for the time being, but no worries. So, well, from my opinion, I must admit that Vanquish Paradox on the first map, yeah, they obviously had their own strategies, and that's why they had the upper hand. And LRX did their homework on the map of Bind. And, in best of threes, this is not necessarily a map ban, but after a map being banned, you choose a map. So, the players definitely chose the map, and eventually they just came up on top. And now as the matchup has been gone so far, it is going to be done and dusted on the map of Haven. And Haven alone, there is one thing I want to mention about it, because LRX is really strong on Haven, because they have played against Exili multiple times, and I'm pretty sure they have revisited the strategies again and again and again and again. So it might go in favor of LRX, but I wouldn't count VPG out of the competition yet, because yeah, I remember back in the days when they used to play for Headhunters, or let's say just GSC, they did see some action here, but their map control on Haven, yeah, it's not the worst, but definitely can be better. So things definitely have changed because they have come a long way. They used to be a good team back then, and now they have learned a lot as well. And now they are playing against LRX, and they're actually putting LRX on the, uh, judgment table, because they're really not necessarily dominating the team, or let's say actually they're on the same level, if I might. So there is definitely some improvements from Vanquish Paradox's side. So it all comes down to how the players really want to go for that. And I think one of the players got disconnected because of some I think Vanguard issue, because his game just crashed. And unfortunately, for the time being, I think my buddy Factor is nowhere to be seen because he had an internet issue as well. So I think I'm gonna be the only person who will be guiding you to the matchup. But I think the Almighty, he is gonna be giving me the breath to carry on with it. And as we are waiting for the players, let's talk about our sponsors, because they obviously want to have a word with you and speak of the Rebel Factor. He's gonna be back at, but as I mentioned, our sponsors are Blisstyle Electronics and Ravenclaw eShop. Ravenclaw eShop is where you can find Valorant points or Steam wallets if you want to buy games or in-game skins, because definitely skins give you more accuracy, more hacks, and so on. Well, hacks as in legitimate ones, if I might want to add. And for the best of the performances, you need some gears as well, keyboard, mouses, and everything, peripherals, if I might. So if you want some peripherals for the cheapest price and the exotic ones, do check out our sponsors at Blisstyle Electronics. And this tournament is hosted by Range.gg and partnered with Valorant Bangladesh community. And as my friend Faxer is back here, so how do you feel about the matchup, Faxer? How do you think it's gonna be going up? Okay, I guess it's just me then anyways. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I think it is definitely a technical difficulty from the player side. So, I think we're going to be taking a break. We'll be right back after a short while. Stay tuned and take some popcorn. All right, gentlemen, we are back in action. Actually, I forgot the ladies as well. Ladies and gentlemen, if I might, we're gonna be back in the action, and now we are going through the agent selections from both sides. This is heaven, as I mentioned, and now let's see how the matchup will be. We'll be seeing Mo going for the usual Reina, followed up by Omen from Elias, and the remainder is gonna be identical with the usual lineups we do see. Well, Omen, well, I understand why Omen is gonna be the all-out controller in this map because of the cross-map smokes. Because you have three objectives here, so you can definitely fake out objectives a bit more precisely. Even though with Astra you can also do the same thing, but Omen brings that paranoia, he brings that TP and so on. So he might be a very viable option in this map around, and definitely understandable from the side of LRX as well, because they are not going to be liking that either, because you do not see much of a blinding objects, if I might, like flashes or curveballs or anything in general available from any side. So the paranoia is definitely going to be an elephant of the room, followed up by the Reina. Well, actually, not to mention, both of these sides are going to be having identical lineups, aside from Drifter and Sasuke going for Killjoy and the Cypher. So that is definitely there, but I really wonder how this matchup will be, because I mentioned earlier that LRX are slightly, experienced on this map. I do know much about Vanquish Paradox, but I wouldn't be counting them out of this game yet. But now the barriers are going to be lifted up, and now we're going to be heading the pistol round. And Faxer, take it away.
Yeah, moving on to the pistol round, what I want to say is the map of Haven, it is a very tactical centric map. You do want to plan out the round before you step into it. First bloods are really, really important in the map of Haven. You've got all these sidelines to take care of. You've got C-Long, you've got Garage, you've got B entrance, you've got A sewers, you've got A long. The sidelines, you need all five of your players, both from the attacking side and the defending side as well, to be kept alive. But that first blood coming in, that's gonna be the key factor in deciding the rounds. I must say that's how I feel when I run into a map of Haven when I'm playing competitive. But this time around, we're gonna see a standstill coming in from BBD Headhunters. They're taking it very, very slow. On to C-Long though, four of their players.
Patience, oh my god.
Yeah, the patience coming out from them. Aesop and Mock are waiting for this dart to come out from Savage, as they will hit the side. The Leers coming in, the dash might just not happen from Aesop. The counter sucker coming in as well. The plan just might go down. Ascension though is gonna pick out that Lurker onto Sasuke, turning into a 4v5 situation already in favor of LRX Esports, as they're planning to go for this C retake coming from Garage and Ceiling as well. All the players from VBC Headhunters are in C side right now, and the retake is already in motion. Aesop with the first frag onto the Ascension. It's not gonna be traded. Yuski though in the end can trade him out. Walk with one, Savage with one, Red and Drifter bleeding it out. Drifter with the last one onto Savage, and I think the first round on the board for LRX Esports. A nice round coming out from them. They did plan for this retake. They had the man advantage, and that did pay out in the end, as we did see Sasuke was left in a 1v. Savage was left in a 1v2 situation where Drifter and Red just took that man advantage, got that round for themselves in the end. But as I was saying, the first blood is that what matters in this map, because we did see, Sasuke, the Lurker coming in from BPG Headhunters, already getting taken down at the start of the middle of the round, when he was lurking out onto the entrance and by Ascension, and that's what made the difference in the long run when it was a 1v2 situation for Savage, and he didn't have his teammate on his back clutch it out. Over to you, Presto.
Well, definitely, I can agree with you on that, actually, because the way the players of VBG played, well, it was marvelous, but the retake was something VBG was not ready about. But looks like this is something. Okay.
Well, you think she's just cleaning it up on the Garage with the Spectre.
Yeah.
A ladder? I think that was a
Well, yeah, definitely it was on the latter side, but I'm not actually having that question here, Faxer. How did that happen so quickly? I mean, I did see the first blood popping out, but eventually we did see the Sova just filling up the kill feed with his name, and every single one of the souls just waited around. Well, Spicy was taken out, Risky was taken out, but he did take 3 frags out of the blue. And how did that happen? I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, and that was definitely a very fast round. But yeah, VPG, I think they had something in their plans, but that is something uh, LRX read very precisely, as that round just didn't even last for 1 minute, and now they are going for a pause time. I believe something did went wrong from the side of the Angry Paradox, and
I
that's
think
what
it
they
was a
want to.
tactical pause coming up from VPJ.
Yeah, that's why we are having a technical time. Oh, that is something I did want to mention. But yeah, I'm just gonna let it be. It's time to move on, ladies and gentlemen. 2-0 is the scoreline. LX is up to a very good start, but do know on the previous two maps, the team who started very strongly had the bottom hand when it came to taking the map. So it just might be a deja vu thingy happening here, or history may repeat itself. But LRX is looking very confident here as they are going for that. What's it called? The bonus round
buy.
here. The bonus rounds, yeah, well, not necessarily buys because they're not buying anything here, but they can obviously take that damage. Vanquish Paradox, on the other hand, as the eco, they will be able to go for the full buy rounds here, but I think the tactical timeout will have to take some time here, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to be taking a break as well. Let's see exactly what's happening, and then we'll be back in action. Stay tuned. And oh, wait, and never mind. It's not going to be necessary because we'll be seeing Vanquish Paradox asking for the green signal, and I think the bears are going to be coming up. So 5 seconds to go, and eventually the top boss timer is going to be popped out, and we'll be having a resume of the game. And 2-0 being the scoreline. I really wonder how Vanquish Paradox is going to be going for this execution. This time around, they might go for a garage aggression instead of an execution, because last time Garage was a slaughterhouse for them. They were slaughtered, obviously, and now they are playing a very, split push. There is going to be some wall bangs from Aesop, but he will not quite connect the shots onto Envious. So that's a sad life. But Aesop, I really wonder what is that crosshair placement, because he is not looking at any general direction. Red, however, is going to be holding along with the operator. Wait, is that an operator? No, that's actually the Marshal. Well, the Marshal with the skin obviously is going to be increasing that accuracy, so you might want to get some skins as well for yourself, ladies and gentlemen, with some Valorant points. And you know what to do. Head over to Ravenclaws shop and refer my name. That's going to do the job. And now we're gonna be seeing the smokes popping out from the defenders. They're trying to burn as much time as they possibly can, but this is kind of a putting a deja vu from my side, because Vanquish Paradox executes on a mark. Usually they just wait for the time to reach a certain direction and then they go all out loud, but definitely that is something LRX might be ready for, and now they are actually cutting off the possible entry
30
points.
seconds left.
And Sova is doing exactly that. Sova is going to be giving the information. There is nobody on Silong, but now Silong is going to be the high traffic area. And I think there is the audio information from the Sova, as he will get the initial kill, the first blood within the dying seconds of the round. And now we will be seeing LRX players getting kills one by one. As I mentioned, Texer,
10 seconds
they
left.
are, their strategies are really good. They are taking the time, but if you are giving too much of a bold information that, we are going to be executing late, that is going to be a detrimental decision, and Vanquish Paradox are being on the bottom half here, and LRX is going to be going for a very aggressive plays, and they are just making it happen. They're playing it passive as well. They are not exaggerating it, but definitely LRX is going to be on the upper hand here. They will have 3 rounds in their favor, and even after 3 rounds, they will have some bonus guns here. They can afford to buy some guns for themselves, but even of that, they will be willing to save them so that they can buy for the upcoming rounds. For the side of Vanquish Paradox, though, can say the same. They are going for half buys here, including Sasuke. Well, Sasuke saved that gun from previous rounds, so no pointers at him. 3-0 is the scoreline. I really wonder how Vanquish Paradox is playing it, because you can be aggressive, you can be passive, but being that passive, I don't know if it's commendable. Back to you, Texter.
Well, I get it. Vanquish Paradox Gaming at this point, it's just trying to play safe, but playing safe doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have to show any presence whatsoever all over the map. And that's what Ascension is catching up to them, because we did see in the last round, Red, with that Marshal holding up that long position, he had the info that no one is coming A, and right at the end, the rotation did come in from LRX eSports. There was a 3-man stack coming in from them onto the C side, and that's what cost them the round, VPG Sanders. But this time around, with an eco by Savage and Mog, getting those first 2 frags, popping that ult of Sasuke with one for himself onto Ascension. Sasuke tagging down to 57 HP. Red, though, with the operator, he's gonna get the frag onto Savage. 92 HP left in a 3v2 situation right now. Yusuke is low on HP. Mom holding this off angle onto ceiling is gonna take him down in a 1v3 situation right now. I think the proper choice for Red is to save. Not everybody is Yumpy. You can just go in and give no scopes onto this B entrance. But nonetheless, we have to wait and watch, see what his options are. He
That was a
does.
misclick. I think that was a misclick.
That was a wrong dash coming out from him, but still he does not get punished. He is going to go for that save. That's a smart. I'm saving that operator for the next round to come in handy. But props to VPG Headhunters, dude. It was an eco round coming out from them. They kind of needed this round because it would have been a 4-0 scoreline. The confidence was building up from LRX, and they just shifted it to themselves, getting that eco round win for themselves. Mawk and Sasuke, Mawk and Savage, props to them, getting those entries into B. You know, that post-time situation was just too good. Savage with his lurking, Sasuke with his lurking ability, taking down Ascension as well, getting the round for themselves, and nice one coming out. But this time around, we do see both of the team going for those full buys. It's going to be interesting to watch. We might be seeing a fast A push coming out from VD Headhunters.
Headhunters has a very good round so far, but definitely that can be a problem. That might not be the pace pickup from the side of their side, from their side at least, because from the side of LRX, they are still efforting to go for full buys here. So yeah, that is there, but picking the pace up can be some. I mean, the motivation up is really gonna be a good progress, and I think Vanquish Paradox definitely has some impressive ones. But LRX are also going to be slapping back with their own. There is going to be cloudbursts and there is going to be smokes coming in. The shadows are going to be in place, and now the players of EPG will be able to go for the objective, and now the spike itself is also coming. No casualties whatsoever. So it might be a 5v5 retake situation. The spike itself is going down, but there is going to be LarioX out of the blue, and they will be huge here, and they will get 3 kills, and suddenly, once the spike went down, there is no survivors taken, no casualties from the side of LRX, and suddenly the push of Vanquish Paradox just evaporated in the air. I really wonder how that happened. But that was a flawless sound in the books of LRX. Vanquish Paradox was not really ready for that, and despite of that, you know, previous 50 round, LRX has not lost any of their motivations, as they will bring the round back and they will make sure that the lead is in their favor. Well, it was not an equalization, but they are taking it further and further. My oh my, LRX is really up for a show here, ladies and gentlemen. Vanquish Paradox, they're trying their best, but unfortunately, that's really not being that much effective. But there is one thing I want to mention on the thrifty round where we saw Vanquish Paradox won. Unfortunately, actually Red's keyboard, I think, got stuck or something. That's why he did dash in the wrong direction. And I think this is a moment that he needs to contact our sponsors from Blisstyle Electronics, ladies and gentlemen. He needs a keyboard, and if you need the best keyboard, a mechanical keyboard with Cherry MX or anything, I mean, you can actually choose your own. I'm not gonna be taking any, side when it comes to choosing key switches, because everybody has their own choices. But what I'm not gonna be making any double choices is choosing my sponsor. That is definitely gonna be Blisstyle Electronics. 4-1's the scoreline, but it all comes down how VPG will be playing it. This is still this is more or less a full buy from their side, from VPG, with Aesop being on the Blade Storm, with 2 half shields popping out from the side of Headhunters. But I must admit, LRX are really reading the Vanquish Paradox like an open book. Back to you, Fexer.
Well, this retake plays coming in from LRX just reminds me of Enzo eSports when they did with Exili eSports. Those retakes were just so perfect coming out from them, and this is what we're seeing from LRX this time around as well. Drifter in the last round, the timing that came from him was just good for VPG to it. And the envy of is gonna get that timing onto Mog, and Aesop is gonna get that trade with the Blade Storm, missing all of his talk onto Drifter. The ult is gonna come out from Drifter as well, pushing VPG back. Ascension with one, Sasuke with that trade as well, 2v2 situation. You see Kuski and Red left from the side of LRX. The plan is gonna be about to go down from VPG Headhunters with the first drag onto Sasuke in a 1v2 situation. Sasuke, Savage, missing his shots onto Red. Is it?
Oh
no! What?
Even just get red or confused. How did that happen? Oh my god.
My god.
Even Yusuke and Red are,
No.
kind of confused. They're even looking at each other that what the heck just happened? But oh my god.
No.
Definitely. Can we check it on the instant replay, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see how and why that happened. I mean, I want to see the instant replay, guys. Let's see exactly what happened. I mean, okay, never mind. It didn't come on the instant replay, unfortunately. That is really sad, but yeah.
No way. I'm still digesting it, man. That's the best clip of the tournament so far. I don't care what anyone says. It was a 360 no scope coming in from Mr. Red. on to.
I think it happened because of Red's skin, I think, because there was the animation. I think it was the Origin Vandal animation. I mean, Origin Operator animation, but yeah, you need skins, ladies and gentlemen. That is a prime proof of that. And now we'll be seeing the players of LarioX being hyper aggressive and still running away with it. But yeah, I'm having a lot of question marks from this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. But LRX being LRX, and now they are just going in for the push. It's all up to Savage now in a 1v4 with an SMG in hand. That is definitely not the brightest choice, and I think LRX players might go for a knife here, but it all comes down how they want to do it. And another round in favor of LRX. Two very fast rounds.
A nice shot coming out from
Yeah.
Whiskey. It's not slick coming out from him, but I am still thinking about that 360 nose coming in from LRX.
You know, I didn't recover from that, but yeah, keep talking, man. I'm gonna take some time to recover from that.
Dude, he's just on a roll right now. He doesn't care about anything. It's the semi-final. It's a lower bracket semi-finals actually. It's a do or die situation. LRX defeating both teams, and my oh my, Red has the balls to actually go for that. But nonetheless,
Standing ahead.
we move on to the 8th round as Drifter is in for this A-long push. This is what I was talking about, so many sidelines to cover in this map of Haven, and VPG HeadHunters not being able to do that, going for this key push instead. Red is gonna have to fall back onto this platform position. The updraft dash comes in from Aesop, and he's gonna get faded out by Yuki with another one. Mox getting the trade onto him. Red though still on the platform.
Mad lad!
Mox as well.
Someone
What is
check-
happening?
Someone
Red.
check Red's mouse, please.
Oh, with 1 bullet left and 37 HP as well. Now it's all up to Sasuke in a 1v2 situation.
Oh,
He is
trash.
gonna take down Red. At last he gets taken down, but Envious is looking hungry. He will take down Sasuke and get the 7th round on the board for LRX eSports. But it was all Red, man. Mog did not expect that in such a close angle, connecting that operator shot. This guy's on a roll today. This guy is mad today.
Red is making sure that his IGN is gonna be all over the place. With actually, by that I meant the blood is gonna be spilling from his opponent, and he is spilling blood. He is painting the walls with his opponent's name on the walls. And I think he's not gonna be stopping. He's gonna be going for a mid push here. And yes, I think someone needs to, I mean, there's no need to check out his mouse. Actually, I know why is he making this plays, because of those skins with that Origin Phantom. Sorry, what am I saying? Origin operator. if I
Operator,
might.
yeah.
And yeah, LRX, they're really on the upper hand now. I mean, there's no... Okay, that was a Sheriff, I think. No, so there was a Marshal, actually. That was a Marshal.
What?
And still they're
Okay.
having the upper hand, and now there is gonna be
Okay.
more who will find one, but in response, we'll be seeing NBS picking up 2 along with the Spike Carrier. You really wonder what's happening in the comms of Vanquish Paradox at the moment, because I don't see them with any confidence whatsoever. Aesop is gonna be on a 1v4. He will pick off 2, but he will have to pick off more because he does not have the spike, and he has 1 minute, so that is enough time. But the remainder of the players are gonna be playing slightly passively, and there is gonna be Drifter who will be around the corner, and they will find the kill as well. But LRX players, despite of playing hyper aggressive, I really wonder how they are getting away with it. I mean, usually aggressive plays are punished because when you are running, you cannot be the most accurate player unless you're Mock. So that is there. I mean, that's just a metaphor here from the previous games we witnessed. So that is there. But 8-1 is the scoreline. I really wonder what's happening from the side of VPG. They are going for another full buy here, but things are looking very shabby from VPG side. LRX, they are making sure they are gonna be holding the top. They are not giving too much of information, and Yusuke is gonna be going for aggressive plays yet again, and there is gonna be some pushes on the mid area along with the garage. And now Red, he's trying to go for some peek, but this time he's on a high value target, and Red is gonna be taken out by Aesop. But Aesop is gonna be recovering that operator because he wants some slack of that skin as well. Yusuke just gets the kill with that 100 Fury, but he did not quite deny the plan, and eventually Aesop, well, his adrenaline rush was there, and eventually he pushed way too aggressively, and he did take a bite for that. And now it's a 3v3 situation. Things are not looking good for Vanquish Paradox because they're low HP, but Mog is gonna be there, and his aim is so crispy. He's gonna be able to connect the shots, and he's gonna be able to secure the third as well. And now they are back on track. 8-2 is the scoreline, and they're looking for the operator, I think, but they will not be able to recover that. I think they forgot where it was dropped. And LRX, however, finally they will be able... LRX will lose 1 round here, but VPG, well, they are going to be striking back very strongly, but 8-2 being the scoreline, the best VPG can do is 8-4. H4 is commendable, but 9-3, I wouldn't say it. So let's see if VPG can take this round away. But do note, ladies and gentlemen, VPG and LRX are going for full buys here.
Yeah, VPG might just have what they need right now, because in the last round they played super aggressive, ace up and more going, super crazy onto B, and that's what paid off. And taking the blades from Howard as well. He's not moving. He will not move. Taking down Inigo, might even take down Monk, but no, the trade comes in at last in a really tight situation right now. VPG HeadHunters looking to regroup. No, Red is on something today. I don't know what, but I'm gonna make sure to talk to him and get that thing for me as well. But now in a 3v4 situation, VPG HeadHunters trying to regroup onto this garden area. Envy is getting punished for this aggression. UCPC as well, Savage shaking him down. So what if comes in 3v2 situation? VPG HeadHunters has turned this round to their favor at this point, and picking up that operator as well. Sasuke might even get this frag onto Ascension on Drifter. The plant is gonna go down on the side of Savage. That's Drifter and Ascension is looking to go for this retake. What is that dart coming out from Savage? He was really lucky not to be punished for that, but Sasuke does get taken down even on HP. Ascension with 2. Drifter with the last one, cleaning it up. I don't know what is happening. It's either VPG is playing really bad or LRX is playing really good. I think VPG needs to, get their things together. They need to have their comms back up. They need to have their synergy back up, because this is just not working out for them. The trades are not happening. Ascension just jumping out from window, taking 2 of the players down without any trade whatsoever. That's not how a tier 1 team should set up a post-plan situation. VPG HeadHunters needs to take some notes from this game, at least from the attacking half, because they're not being themselves. This is not what the VPG HeadHunters that I expected them to be in the map of Haven. But nonetheless, I did expect LRX to maybe get a better edge of them, because the IG coming in from Ascension in the map of Haven is just too good. He likes to keep it simple, but it is just so effective. And in this region, simple things usually work out in the end, rather than picking up 5 support players like we see in the European regions as well as the Korean regions. So moving on to the last round in this first half, Envious with his crispy is gonna take down Red. At last he's gonna miss one shot. The judge comes into play, jumping shots are coming in from Envious. And that Hunter TV is gonna take Envious down to 10 HP. TV situation, Ilya is going for that retake once again. Red with the judge is trying to find anyone whatsoever. Ilias and Sasuke is gonna be the one though, taking those frags onto them and getting that third round on the board for VPG HeadHunters. It is still a 9-3 scoreline, a 6-round deficit coming out from the side of VPG HeadHunters, so it's gonna be really hard for them to come back from this scoreline.
Definitely hard, but that's not necessarily the impossible, because the way VPG played the previous round, that is something I really wanted to see for a very long time, because they have been hyper aggressive and now they are gonna be on their defensive half. 9-3 is the split. Well, I must admit that VPG had to step up their game, and they kind of did on the last round before the swap. So good signs from them, but 9-3 is really not a very safe split, if I might add, Hexer, because this is more or less do or die situation for them. Well, they can still win this, and they can potentially push it to overtime as well, even though it's not the case of overtime yet, because they will have to win 6 rounds in a row just to equalize it, and eventually they might be able to take the lead in their favor, because it did happen on the first map. So VPG might be on that, but still it's gonna be hard for their side, because on the second half, we did see VPG getting a couple of rounds of their own, but still the table was turned around thanks to LarioX, because of the map control they absolutely had. So that is something LRX VPG will have to watch out for. And this is the best of 3 series, ladies and gentlemen. So I can also understand if the players of Vanquish Paradox are feeling slightly tired here, because at times when you are playing, we all love to play video games in the long run, but playing for a very long time, especially in a competitive manner, you need to communicate, you need to get things straight, you need to do things by the books. It can be tiring, definitely, because it's not only it's not only hard for your eyesight, but also it's a pressure for your mind. So I think from the side of Vanquish Paradox, they're facing that, but definitely not gonna be a problem. And now we are heading as we are having a tactical timeout from the side of Vanquish Paradox. I think this is happening for their ping issue because I do see two of the players having 150 plus ping. So it all comes down how they really want to play it. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be taking a while. So we're going to be taking a break. 9-3 being the scoreline. We'll be back after a short while. Get some popcorns. The game itself is not over yet. So, gentlemen, we are back in action once again. 9-3 being the scoreline. LRX is really sitting on the top with a lot of reading zones to work with. Can't say the same for Vanquish Paradox, though. But this is going to be the second pistol round coming, and halftime is already over. We are only halfway done. It all comes down how LRX is going to be playing this pistol round because on the previous round they were very aggressive. They were not very aggressive, but they played it smart. And BPG, they might get the first blood here as Aesop is just gonna be pushing in, and he will secure that just by that. You didn't witness that, so nothing to mention about that.
Was
And
it fake?
well, okay, I think it was, but I wouldn't call it a fake, Baxter, because only one player went there and the remainder went to C. And I think that only that one player was enough to flush out every single players of VPG. And I think they are just being that trigger happy that they are making decisions so quickly. That is really not commendable, but they will go for the retake in the long run, and eventually they will secure the retake without losing any bodies. So a good flawless round coming from their side, as they will also share the defuse so that they can share the ultimate orbs recovering. And now flawless rounds to start with on the second pistol round. Good start from Vanquish Paradox, but definitely that is something Team LRX will be watching out for. 9-4 is not a bad split, but I really wonder how LRX really wants to play it. They are going for an eco here, well, really commendable. From VPG, they will be going for the half buys as usual for the anti-eco frags. So I really wonder how they'll be playing it. 9-4 the scoreline, and we are moving to the 15th round of the game.
Yeah, 9-4. BPD. It was really good pistol round coming up from that. They actually needed it very desperately because if you go to a 10-3 scoreline, it's pretty much over for you. This time around, LRX will be super aggressive onto the garage. There's a Mog already down to 3 HP. Ace up holding this angle with Ghost. He's gonna take down Red. He has to two for himself. Mog with the run and gun is gonna miss all of his shots. He has with the third one. And it's all up to Ascension right now with a classic in his hand. He is gonna figure that tripwire trolling, I should say, but he is gonna go for this plan. But Sasuke is gonna be the one taking him down. Another flawless round coming up from VPG HeadHunters, even though it was a eager round coming up from LarioX eSports. They almost took down Maul, bringing him down to 3 HP, but in the end, Ilias and Aesop just had his back and saved him from the wrath of all the players coming in from LarioX eSports.
Well, LarioX tried their best to take something out of the hat from the previous round, but eventually it did not work out. So nice try, but definitely LRX will have the back foot here. But they are going to be going for the full buys here. So Vanquish Paradox might go full on aggressive. They are pushing up and they will be spotted out as well. And there is LRX taking full advantage out of it. But there is the refrags coming down from LRX's side as well. And now the manpower advantage is in favor of LRX here, but every single soul of LRX is gonna be pushing here as Savage is gonna be forced to fall back as he had no ways to survive from this. And we are going for a shock darts lineups here, and eventually it might just land on point, but there is no default fence yet. Sasuke is gonna get tagged by the storm grenades, and now it's a 4v5 situation. There is the crossfires being cut off by LRX players, and now there is Vanquish Paradox also replying strongly. It's all up to the killjoy now, and Rifter himself has been a very strong player since the very first game, and now he will have to go for the clutch. He has been clutching rounds round after round, and why isn't the defuse going down? I really want that cage is not gonna last forever, ladies and gentlemen, but I think they want to secure the kill first, and they will secure just that, and eventually they will have a lot of time to go for the defuse. Looks like Vanquish Paradox have picked up their pace after all. 9-6 is the score, and I wish it was 6 and 9, unfortunately, so that's really not necessarily the case, but still Vanquish Paradox wins that bonus round right there. And they will destroy the motivation out of LRX as they lost they run against the full buys. LRX will have to play it smart because if they do not, Vanquish Paradox will make sure that they are closing up the gaps just like now. 3 rounds to go for the equalization, but or are we going to be seeing LRX bringing themselves back up after this eco round?
eSub though, with the operator pick already, this is gonna be very interesting to watch. We did see Red just hopping off in the defensive half, but this time around, eSub is the one who's gonna be with the operator in the defensive half, and I want to see what he can do. Slap back on Red. You know, just reply that I'm the better Jet. I'm the better operator player, because even though Red has been just exceptional in this matchup with the operator with the Jet, I do think still eSub is the better operator player. But a lot of people are gonna argue about that, but we have to wait and watch what eSub has up his sleeve. As what is gonna hold this cheeky angle onto Garage Doors Ascension, playing it very smart, such patience coming out from him. He knows someone is out there with a shotgun waiting for him to just speak, but Yusuke is gonna be the one who's gonna get some info, maybe with the dart. Yeah, he does. And Smog is gonna peek out, get 2 frags for himself, but Drifter at last baiting him out with the Spectre. He's gonna go super aggressive onto window and gets punished for it by VS in the end. NBS is gonna get the trade onto him. NBS might be going for that take onto Savage as well, but the operator play comes in from eSub. He is gonna miss a shot, but Sasuke is gonna be the one taking him down and getting the last frag as well onto LRX Red. Taking the 7th round on the board. We are closing the gap, ladies and gentlemen. It's already 9-7. We can see another full buy coming out from LRX eSports. If they actually want to keep this lead, they need to actually win this round. So it's a very important round coming out from LRX eSports. On the other side, VPGHH, they are looking pretty comfortable on the economic situation, but they would still want to win this round because it would give them possibly a 9-9 even score line in the end.
There.
Well, 9-9 is really gonna be commendable, and I think that is something VPG is really looking down to. But the previous round was an eco round, so that is something LRX can take the damage from. But LRX will have to play it vigilantly this time because this is their full buy, and they will have to be a bit. Yeah, well, they will be aggressive and they will find success as well. Red is gonna be securing the kill onto eSub, and there is gonna be counterparts, getting rid of counterparts. They will be making sure that no imposter survives, and now it's a 3v5 situation in favor. Excuse me, right there. For VPG, so for LRX actually, and VPG will be able to slap back as they will get rid of Ascension, but the spike itself has gone down, so things are gonna be slightly hard. But as the Omen is dead, that is not gonna be a problem for LRX because they do not need any more smoke covers, at least for now. NBS is gonna be holding on to the garage area. Savage knows exactly what's happening, but he will just go for the swing and the pre-fire, but will not find success. NBS will be moving up, and eventually, as he was moving up, he was isolated thanks to Sasuke holding on to the main garage. The garage main actually, and now Red will get rid of Savage though, but Sasuke is still surviving. It's a 3v2 situation, still doable for Vanquish Paradox, but they will have to make sure that they're getting the kills, but unfortunately the remainder players will fall, and we'll be seeing Drifter and I believe it was YC. Yeah, it was YC just securing the kills as LarioX will be picking their pace up. 10-7 is the score line, and LarioX is moving up as they are really exceeding and pushing their lead here. VPG, yeah, they had a very rough start, but eventually they did pick up the pace. But looks like the pace itself is going to be ending here, even though VPG is going to be able to go for another full buy, but they will have to make this count as they are going for yet another operator here.
Yes, and as I was saying, it was a really important round coming up from LRX eSports. It was a kind of a desperate situation for them. I wouldn't say such that because they were still in the lead, but the momentum was shifting to BPG HeadHunters as Aesop is gonna get the first frag onto Ascension. As I was saying, he likes to frag out with the op as much as Red does as well. But this time around, Hawk is not gonna get too fragged out. Even though he was tagged out by the drone and hunted down by Red, Monk is still living strong, holding this A side where just the timing doesn't favor him. Doesn't know about this hyper play coming in from Sasuke. Does have all the info that they need right now. VPT HeadHunters, they do have the man advantage. They're going for this retake play. And if they can pull this perfectly, a 10-8 scoreline might just be on the cards, ladies and gentlemen. As we see Sasuke getting taken down by NPS, getting punished for that open P coming in from heaven. The ult is gonna come out from Drifter, as the Hunter Studio is gonna come out from Savage as well. Yuski, Red, the frags, in a 2v3 situation right now. Savage and Elias has to fall back due to the lockdown coming in from Drifter, wasting so much time on the side of LRX, eSports, Red, and Yuski is still holding that crossfire angle from default and under heaven. Savage though getting that first frag onto Drifter is gonna even things out, making it a 2v2 situation. Savage with another one under heaven. Yuski the only player alive from the LRX is gonna take both of the frags onto BPG HeadHunters and clutch the round out for LRX eSports, getting the 11th round on the board. And the economic situation coming in from BPG HeadHunters right now is not looking good. Ilias with only 2400 credits, and I don't think Aesop can go for that full buy as well. This is all falling apart for VPG HeadHunters right now, as LRX right now only needs 2 rounds for themselves to win this tie out and eventually get into the lower bracket finals.
Well, 2 more rounds to go it is, Faxer, and let's see if they can secure it right now. But I'm pretty sure Vanquish Paradox are not going to be allowing them to take it so easily. This is the 3rd map, so they know that both of the teams are having the equal amount of advantage when it comes to taking this home and to push it to the upper brackets. So that is there, but VPG will have to be a bit more, cautious. Otherwise, they will find themselves on the back foot. And looks like being cautious was something which was lacklustering because the duelists are gonna be the ones who will fall first, and with to their counterparts as well. And now Savage will get 1 kill, but there is gonna be the trades coming down. But it's suddenly all up to Sasuke. Sasuke will use the neural theft, but now with 7 HP, he will have to make sure that he is getting the 3 kills he needs in order to keep his team alive. But it's really gonna be difficult. He is on the flank from C-Long. I don't see any of the attackers covering C-Long for the time being because they're really expecting the Cypher to come from the CT spawn, or let's say the defender spawn, as they say. Some players are gonna say, why are you using Counter-Strike callouts? But trust me, this is how the game is, sadly. And eventually we'll be seeing Red getting rid of Sasuke, and that's how we're gonna be heading into the match point of LarioX. 2-7 the scoreline. Things are not looking very good for the side of Vanquish Paradox considering their buy here. Aesop is going to be going for another operator, and I think he is going to be forcing it. Well, definitely he can make it happen, but the guns to back him up are really not that promising, aside from Sasuke's one. And I mean, this is also commendable because if this round goes, there is no point of saving anything here. So they will be putting everything they have, and Aesop is really a good player with that operator, as you mentioned, Faxer. So he might get some picks as well. Vanquish Paradox are going to be playing it passive, while the players of LRX are not going to be giving too much of information either. They're also playing it slightly passive, but not necessarily giving too much information. And now Mock and I believe that is Envious, literally crossing each other. And I think it's going to be a matter of time till they meet. But Mock, well, he is having an SMG, so he can potentially run and gun as well. But when it comes to damage output, Envious is going to be having that upper hand. And both of these trainers are being so patient here, while the other players are actually trying to execute C here. Aesop, he will be pulling the trigger, but unfortunately it will not connect. And that will give away the confirmation that Vanquish Paradox has an operator. Well, I think the players know. The players of LRX know exactly that he has a skin as well. So challenging a skin gun is really not gonna be a good idea. So they are going for smart plays here. But unfortunately, Aesop is gonna be missing that shot as well, and there's gonna be the
Oh my
backflank
God.
from the Omen as well, using the Out of Shadows, and Red is gonna be picking off 2 kills, followed up by his teammate Envious. Now it's all up to Savage and Elias, and now there's a Hunter Fury coming in as well. Invest
Wow.
gonna be getting rid of Elias, and Savage was low on HP. Unfortunate timing, as he was just crossing that storm. Is gonna be popping out, and he will take a bite and he will fall. And that is gonna be giving away the confirmation that LRX is gonna be moving up to the upper brackets, ladies and gentlemen, to the grand final of the lower brackets. And unfortunately for Vanquish Paradox, they had a good run, but the journey for them on the ESPL season 1, sorry, Valorant VBCPL season. What am I even saying? VBCPL season 1 is gonna be
Okay.
coming to an end. And also tomorrow we'll be having a matchup between, I don't know which team, but actually it is gonna be this semifinals of upper brackets. So tomorrow we'll also understand who will be facing off against LRX on the day after tomorrow. And let's see how it will be. But for now, we're gonna be seeing LRX taking 2 maps in their favor, with VPG having won. 37 is the score line, and here is the scoreboard in front of your screens, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Envious once again being the match MVP. But one thing I want to mention is VPGHH, they need to change something, man. They have to, step away from this Mog-centric, Aesop-centric gameplay that they always play. If Mog doesn't perform, they literally have nothing. Basically, if Aesop doesn't perform, they
They don't
cannot
want to
do
say that
much.
about, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. We want to see team gameplay from BPG Headhunters, like the older days, when Mock was actually introduced in the first days, and they played as a team. But nowadays, they're kind of looking like it's Mock and Aesop versus the whole world. But nonetheless, kudos to them for going so far in the tournament, and we'll be seeing you in the next one, guys.
Yeah, take care, see ya, and we're really expecting your presence on the upcoming days of the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Do check out our sponsors from Blisstyle Electronics and Ravenclaws shop. They will give you the best pricing for the products and for in-game currencies. And thanks to Range.gg for powering this tournament. And at the same time, thanks for Valorant Bangladesh community for partnering with this tournament. That being said, this is all for the day. It has been a long day as we casted 3 matches. We're going to be taking a break. So should you. But do stay tuned tomorrow for the upcoming matches. As I mentioned, upper brackets round 2 is going to be happening tomorrow. And take care. Do subscribe to this YouTube channel for more esports content. Take care. Bye bye. And off with this,